Okay. Na na na. Ta na na na. Just volume a little bit. Okay, should be fine.
Welcome back to
Ew, ew, ew.
Today we are diving into two stories of
All
similar
right.
natures we've been told. One of them is a fan-made, or both of them are a fan-made story, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Two
Most people
fan-made
are posted
stories.
in r/creepcast.
Yeah.
Two fan-made stories uploaded to the Creepcast Reddit because we're
I freaking love
welcoming in people.
Creepcast.
And which is funny because this first story, which is probably the most upvoted story that has been submitted so far, is I woke up in the hospital 2 weeks ago. Everyone seems off, and that was uploaded to
I didn't see that
No
one.
Sleep a long time ago and was removed. And I believe the guy was banned. So
Why?
Isaiah, do you want to tell us about the author at all?
Yeah, so the author, their name on Reddit is user cpaper7418, but their name is Dean Bowl.
All right.
Bowl or Dean Boy. Their bio reads that they create short horror stories and upload them as narrations to listen to on YouTube. So you can head to their YouTube channel. We'll have it linked in the description where they do narrations of their own stories, which is pretty sick.
Nice.
They have 161 subscribers at the time of recording, and we need you to get those numbers up.
Let's up
So
those numbers.
a bunch of people really liked this story. It had over 2,000 upvotes on r/nosleep, and then it got taken down. And he says, so he reposted it in r/creepcast. And then as soon as he did, it got over 300 upvotes. And then in the comments, he said, thanks for enjoying it. It was top trending on No Sleep, but got removed because I made a mistake on the original upload.
Oh.
And then he says, was hoping it'd be appreciated on some other subreddits. Someone mentioned that, you know, this is typical for No Sleep. And he replied to that comment and said, they low-key rubbed it in. I tried to make them appeal, and they were like, quote, decision stands, hope you have a wonderful day.
Good God.
So once again, we've said this before, we'll say it again. Any of you No Sleep refugees, feel free to come to our shores for safety. We will take your stories. We will take your poor and your hungry.
I'm sure there's like a method for their curation and the madness that it is, but it just so much of it reads like a power trip, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a lot of it's like the idea is with No Sleep, it has to be real, right? It has to come across as someone actually posting this scary story that happened to them.
They go too far.
Sometimes it's like, oh, you added a prologue. Oh, you did this. It's like normal storytelling conventions that wouldn't
Nice.
exist if it was a
Ooh,
real
that's a
story.
good power.
That's why at the end, there always has to be a reason the person is posting it to the internet. Like with left-right game, that's why there was that bizarre middle ground of the guy like, hey, guys, posting this section because Bristol sent me the email.
Yeah.
So it's like dumb, but I also
That was easy.
understand it. But sometimes it seems like they take it too far. Like he made a mistake, and it's like you wouldn't make a mistake in real life. There would be a mistake.
What?
That happened to you. What? It out, so it's kind of dumb. But he also mentions in other parts of it that he writes a lot more stories than this. He has more stories on the way. And Dean, anytime you want to send stuff over to us, we are more than happy to take it. So.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I will.
What the fuck?
Be sure to leave a link in the description to his YouTube channel as well, Dean Boy. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you guys for listening on the audio platforms as well, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and giving us a good rating. It helps us out. And also thank you to our awesome Patreon members who do support the channel and get all that fresh goodness. Without further ado, I'd say let's just jump in.
Let's just jump right in, Hunter. All right, so I woke up in the hospital 2 weeks ago. Everyone seems off.
Hmm.
Bear with me. I know this sounds crazy.
Okay.
2 weeks
with
ago,
you.
I woke up in a hospital bed. They told me I was in a car accident. I don't remember the crash, just a blinding flash of light.
Yeah.
Since being discharged, things have felt wrong.
I've played this
Not just
game before.
slightly
I know
off,
this story,
deeply
so
off.
I'm
Like
just
the
gonna
world
skip
is
it.
wearing a mask, and I'm the only one who can see the seams. Little things were off at first, easy to dismiss. But today, something happened. Something I can't explain. And now, I know for sure, whatever this is, it isn't just in my head. This is real. and I'm scared. At
Mm.
first, nothing seemed too weird. I never spent a night in a hospital before, so waking up in a sterile, fluorescent lit room was bound to feel unsettling. I brushed it off. My parents were more doting than usual, but for people whose son had almost died, they took it surprisingly well. At least until we got to the car. That's when the concern cracked, and the disappointment seeped through. They scolded me for wrecking my '03 Saturn shitbox, calling me reckless.
Makes
The words
sense.
sounded right, worried, even empathetic.
Yeah.
But something was off. My mom's face kept shifting.
Huh.
She couldn't settle on how she was supposed to feel. My dad, though, he
Okay.
barely moved. It's okay, so
Typical
I'm
dad.
glad he
So
followed up
for
the
normal.
shifting comment by saying she didn't know how to feel, because at first I thought he meant her face keeps like changing its
Yeah, like
features
shape shifting. Yeah,
and
yeah,
looking
yeah.
different. And he's like, something's a little. What's wrong with mom?
No, I like
It's a
this.
little unusual.
I like the unsettling nature of
Yeah.
very classic wine drunk mom and emotionally
Ooh.
absent father standing there. I've the amount of times I've seen that at my friend's house, it's insane. Even, but I
Oh,
like
your friend's
the-
house? Your friend's house, not your house?
No.
Definitely your
My mom
friends.
was
Yeah.
Your
my mom
house.
was smiling. She was happy, and my dad was he was drunk and somewhere else. So it would not quite the full picture here, but I do like the idea.
So
of
when you
the
think
mom
of
being-
like parental disappointment, it definitely is a friend of yours and not
Yeah.
you. that you think
Sure.
of, right? Is that what you're saying?
Sure,
I
Hunter.
told you that I had my own demons, but this one is the classic wine drunk mom. And the dad was sitting there.
Sure.
I had this buddy, mom, glug, 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 every goddamn night. It was insane. I'd be like, "Can I get some pizza rolls?" And she'd just be like, "They're in the toaster." I'm
God
like, "What?"
damn it.
And then the dad would be downstairs in this lazy
Okay.
boy, and he'd just be watching Key and Peele in the dark.
Oh, fuck yeah.
It was so frightening. I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna go back out to the room." Bye.
Game Pill is amazing.
I guess what I'm saying is I immediately I have a face to this person. I'm picturing it as
Right,
my friend.
right. Sure, buddy. Whatever you want to say.
Nah, Game Pill are amazing. That
He
sounds
sat
like a
rigid,
great time.
Staring straight ahead, as if turning his head wasn't an option. But I could feel him watching me.
Okay.
His gaze lingered in the rearview mirror, heavy and cold. Each time I glanced up, I'd catch his eyes for just a split second before he snapped them back to the road. But I knew he never really looked away. After the sixth time, I stopped looking away too. Mirror became a silent one-way standoff
What?
as I waited for him to scold me through it again. He didn't so much as glance at it for the rest of the drive. It was a short drive.
Let's
None
take
of
it.
this was cause for concern,
Why not?
really. Nothing that followed was all that crazy. But when we got
But-
home, I felt a shift. Coming from harsh fluorescence of the hospital and the golden stretch of road outside, I wasn't prepared for the cool dimness of the house.
And this
It
skill
wasn't dark,
sucks.
exactly. Mom always kept the shades open. She liked the light. But now they weren't quite shut, just not open enough. Like someone had hesitated halfway and left them there. My family didn't linger. After some pleasantries, Mom disappeared into the master bedroom. Dad went back to work, and I was left alone on the living room couch. I popped a Tylenol, took a few hits from my pen in the bathroom, and settled in. The rest of the day was mostly silent.
Every time
aside
I
from the
listen, I
occasional
think
sound
of
Mom's bedroom
Tylenol.
door opening and
I
closing.
think of RFK
I
Jr.
wasted time scrolling on my phone, barely aware of the shifting sunlight until a beam stretched across the room and hit my eyes. I turned from my pillow to the armrest, bought myself another 20 minutes. Then another beam crept up, warming my feet like some kind of passive-aggressive warning from the sun. All right, message received. Sighed, peeled myself off the couch, and mumbled,
Yeah,
"Screw it,
why
you
not?
win," before dragging myself to my room. I was asleep before I could think too much about it. So, hold on. He was lying on his phone, and then... So it seems like daylight came too quickly, is what I gather from that, right? I
Okay.
think.
I didn't get that.
I guess I read it as it was on his eyes,
Yeah.
and then it's so much time had elapsed that it was now at his feet or whatever, and he was just like, "All right, I better go to my room," unless I'm wrong.
The week that followed was unusual, to say the least. It was summer break, and normally I'd be stocking shelves at Walmart or messing around with my friends, but doctor's orders were pretty straightforward. You've got a concussion, don't be an idiot. No standing for long periods, no heavy lifting, no unnecessary risks.
Ah.
Fine by me. I got a doctor's note, a couple of weeks off, and a temporary escape from the joys of minimum wage labor.
All right.
It wasn't the end of the world.
God damn it.
Part-time jobs come and go. For now, I just had some headaches and a free pass to lay low. Better that than risking something worse, whether it was from dreading work or from one of my friends intentionally checking a basketball in my skull because we're
Well.
over-competitive degenerates.
A good first try.
I didn't really care to go outside much. The weather hadn't been as sunny as the first day I got back. Clouds hung low, thick, and unmoving, like they were pressing down on the neighborhood. Even when
shit.
the sun did break through, it was weak. Watery light that barely seemed to touch the ground just made staying inside feel more justified. So I did. You know, this weirdly reminds me of a story that I think we read for the Patreon. Blackout, do you remember that?
Nope. Not on Patreon.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I know.
It was one where the guy was in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
There was someone else in the
damn it.
neighborhood, but that story wasn't well written. So all of the strangeness came off as like, this whole town's abandoned. I guess I'll go play with my Legos.
Yeah.
All right.
None of it made sense. This is a much more subtle version of that, where everything on first glance seems normal, but there's little inconsistencies he's noticing, like the way his mom pulls the blinds, or the way the clouds hang and the sunlight shines. It's a little bit off. In a way that feels uncanny rather than like comedic.
I like the mixture of that
All
too
right.
with a concussion. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Almost like a justifiable madness,
Da-na-na-na-na.
you know.
Yeah. And not a scenario where it's a grown man playing with Play-Doh and making stick figures, like some other stories.
It could be. Who knows? We're not done yet.
What story?
Yeah, I get to the next paragraph, and he's like, I decided to make my Play-Doh soldiers.
Yeah.
It's like,
So I
okay,
got out my easy bake.
What?
Mr. Stuffy's likes
Oops.
his tea, room temperature, but not too cold. I moved the Xbox from the basement to my room. Okay, Xbox. Oh no.
Hey, that's not so
Xbox
bad.
alone's fine, but we're getting closer. I might have summoned something. I apologize. I moved the Xbox from the basement to my room. Normally, that would have been a no-go, but if anyone asks, I just plead the concussion card and call it a win. No one even
I never
commented on it.
used this.
Felt strange.
Sure, why
Like
not?
they should have, but didn't. I just holed up, gaming, eating, zoning out in front of Skyrim lore videos in the living room.
Shit.
whatever.
I purchased
Aside from
something by
family dinners,
mistake.
I didn't talk
Fuck.
to my parents much. The conversations at the table were dull, barely conversations at all. Dad was working later than usual, often slipping away right after eating. Mom was around, I knew that much. I heard her. Bedroom doors opening and closing, the creak of the
Not a bad
floorboards
skill.
when she walked, the soft shift of her feet brushing
Oh, this
across
is
the carpet
perfect to fight
upstairs.
her, actually.
But I barely saw her. Not in the kitchen, not in the living room, not even when I grabbed snacks at night.
I don't know why, but it's very unsettling. Just the idea of just continuously hearing doors opening and closing from another room.
Well, see, it's funny because that's something, if you know who else is in the house, you don't even think about. Like with Kayla in the house, I'll hear her, doing laundry, moving back and forth, and it doesn't mean anything. But the way he's phrasing it, where it's like, I know she's here because I hear doors and something moving. It's like, why are you phrasing it that way?
That's me.
Oh, shit. What the fuck? What is happening?
And shifting around, and she shuts her door. I'm just like, what the fuck is she doing?
What is she planning?
I've never seen Hunter's wife. I know what Isaiah's wife looks like. I have no idea what his wife looks like.
And run downstairs.
She
Scary.
hisses at you. Yeah. And then you run to the top of the stairs and you're like, you think this is your house? You think you have a right to do things here?
Yeah,
Like-
where are you?
You think you own the place?
Nah,
Kind of entitlement is that? And then you start throwing things.
let's go
at her.
full magic.
Very rare Chinese vases thrown down to into the stairs, crashing.
He keeps a stack of them at the top of the stairs because when I first got to his house,
Mm.
there was like, this broken pottery and porcelain all over the stairs. Then I got to the top and there's a stack of vases. I'm like, what
Treasure.
are these for?
Don't touch.
And Allison was like,
touch
oh,
those.
he hits me with them a lot. And then Hunter was like, yeah, it's the game we play, but like she didn't, like you could
touch
tell
those.
the way she talked about it was not a game to her.
These are
And it was something that I probably should have told someone. I'm telling someone about it now, so I think that evens out. But
these are my goodbye faces.
yeah, maybe I should have done something,
Oops.
but I guess that's
Whoops.
what's in the past is in the past. Come to think of it, I don't think I ever saw her downstairs. Aside from dinner, some groceries spoiled, which is weird because Mom was normally on top of that kind of thing. When I pointed it out, she took me shopping, which was actually kind of nice. I got way more say in what we stocked the fridge with than usual. That was a win.
Well,
And
why
as we
not?
wandered the aisles, I noticed something. People were staring at me. Not in a casual, passive way, intensely. Like they were trying to memorize my face. Or maybe like they weren't sure what they were looking at.
That's creepy.
Each time I caught someone, they snapped their head away like they hadn't been watching at all. But the feeling stayed. Not a single person looked like they could hold a normal expression on their faces. It was like they shifted through raw emotions during the most mundane tasks. I began to feel in danger. And worse, I started to notice something else. As Mom and I passed people, I swore I could hear them pivot to watch me after we walked by. I never actually saw it happen, but I could hear it.
It's a good one,
The
but
soft
nah.
squeak
Let's
of a shoe
let's stay with
turning,
magic.
faint rustle of fabric shifting. I
Oh,
wanted to ask Mom if she noticed anything, but the word stuck in my throat.
ice
If
is
she
really
hadn't,
good.
I'd sound crazy. If she had, I didn't want to know. I
Shit.
tried to shrug it off.
I don't have
I've
enough.
been a complete
Oh,
goblin
this
for
is
the past week.
this
Rarely
one's
keeping
really
up,
good.
shaving,
God
and
damn
yeah,
it.
my facial hair was patchy as hell. Maybe I just looked like a mess. Maybe I was imagining things. Whatever. When I got back home, hopped on Xbox, made plans with some friends for later in the week, told myself I'd get cleaned up by then. Everything was fine. Everything was fine. 2 days passed. Nothing noteworthy, just my growing awareness of how off everything felt. Mom was moving around more. At least I think she was. I'd hear footsteps. See, I don't like that. I don't like his phrasing there. I'd hear footsteps, soft shuffling noises that always seemed to stop right outside my door. The first few times I brushed it off. Maybe she was just passing by. Maybe she was listening for signs that I was awake. But the more I paid attention, the more it felt deliberate. The house was dim, sure, but my room wasn't. I
God
kept
damn
my
it.
bay window shades open, letting in just enough light to make it feel normal, or at least less like the rest of the house.
Seems
Hallway
very
outside, though,
paranoid
It was always in shadow.
so far.
There was only one time of day where light from the high windows in the living room even touched my door, and
Alright.
it wasn't now. Interesting. So he's sitting in his room, and he keeps hearing something come up to the door and then stop. But there's too much light getting into his room. Like from outside of his room, there's a place where light's supposed to pass through, and at weird times of the day, it seems like he's being lit up. Interesting. I like
Boss fight.
how gentle it's playing the horror card so far, right? Like
Very unsettling,
it's
I would
just
say.
yeah, it's like there's too much light. People look at me strange. I hear footsteps. Mom stands outside the door. Stuff like that. It works very well.
This is probably your childhood, though, huh? A little bit.
Yeah. I did. Well, I did. Is there a reason that you apply this to me specifically?
Alright, let's change.
None that I feel comfortable talking about on the podcast.
Okay. I did used to prank my sisters with a red light I had.
What?
So I told them, have you ever heard the white with red story? It's like a
No.
classic internet
No.
urban legend thing. So it's like the short version. It's a creepypasta.
Okay.
A guy checks into a weird
God
hotel.
fucking damn it.
His room connects to a room next door, and he hears from the front desk that there's a ghost that lives in the room next to him. So he looks through the keyhole one night and he sees like a woman like sitting in a chair,
God
like
damn
a
it.
ghostly bride-looking figure. And then the next night he looks again, and she's standing upright over in the corner. And the next night he
Let's
looks,
fucking
and all
go.
he sees through the keyhole is red, like something bright red looking back at him. And he
There's a
figures,
face
oh,
too.
she must
God
have figured out
fucking
I
damn
was
it.
creeping on her, so she hung like a scarf or put up something red to block my view. And then as he's checking out of the hotel, he asks about the woman that supposedly died there. And the guy's like, yeah, everything about her was pretty normal except her eyes that were deep red.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, he was looking through
Yeah,
the
it
keyhole and
was
she was
her eye.
staring back at him. Yeah. It was her eye.
Oh.
So I told my sisters that story to prime them, to freak them out. And they were very scared. So
Yeah.
then that night,
I have a
would,
sister,
walk
so I get
around-
it.
I would like run up to their door and stop. They both slept in the same room
Yeah.
at this time. So I'd run up to the door and stop, and they'd be like, no, and they'd be like, ah, or whatever. So I'd like walk away and then chun, 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 and like get up to the door and quit. They're like, ah, and I had a red, it was like a red flashlight. So after I did that a few times, I just held it up to the bottom of the door. This red light like shot across the floor through the room, and as soon as I did, they both just.
That's a lot.
Let's
a lot
fucking
funnier and more
go.
innocent than I legitimately thought you were gonna have like a military grade red laser and shine it through, and they look through and you like blinded one of your sisters or something like that.
Nah.
I never hurt them seriously. It was just scares. I like to scare them a lot. Like go put something. I remember I had this
Yo,
fake
Isaiah was a
spider,
freaking menace.
like a tarantula thing.
I
that
love it.
Taped to their window outside, so the next morning when they opened up the blinds, like there was a spider on, and freaked them out. I do stuff like that. I never hurt them though.
You're like
It
24
made them
and they're
stronger,
8.
made them better people. So, yeah. Well, I would have been like
Ooh.
at the time I was doing most of this, I would have been like 10 to
I skipped
12.
this one.
So they were the ages of like 6 to 8.
God.
Maybe 10. So yeah, I was mean, but they're better people now. They both graduated college. They're both successful. I like to think I had a hand in that. So,
Okay, that's good.
and they'd agree. And if they don't have a social media platform to counter. So
There it is.
Can I tell you a secret? I'm in desperate need of medical attention and care. I'm so old,
All
fat,
right.
I'm falling
All
apart
right.
at the seams.
Uh.
But I don't know what doctor to use. I don't know anything about doctors. And that's why I use ZocDoc. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors. Choose the right one for your needs and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much, much more. Probably dick and ball stuff, boys. And the nice thing about ZocDoc is that you can filter for doctors that take your insurance, are nearby, and are highly rated. It's super easy to use, and you can find an appointment time that works for you with the right doctor for your needs. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments.
All right.
God! You don't want to admit it, but you should probably see a doctor. So stop putting off those doctor appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/creepcast to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/creepcast. ZocDoc.com/creepcast.
Okay.
that's why I knew I shouldn't have seen anything, and yet I did. I heard her. The same soft shuffle. Glanced over from the edge of my bed, half expecting nothing, just another trick of my nerves. But for a split second, I saw them. Her toenails,
Oops.
just at the edge of the door.
Don't like
The instant I don't like that either. The instant I registered them, they shot back too fast. So fast, it was like they hadn't been there at all. Ooh, I don't like that.
that. God, what the fuck? Hey,
Just-
Mom, I see your tootsies. Mommy? Mom, you have beautiful feet. Okay.
All right. That's good.
All right.
But I knew what I saw. The carpet where they had been left the faintest depression before slowly rising back into place. Oh, that's awful.
That
It
is
moves
quick.
so quick, the carpet rises.
Yeah,
longer they're there.
the carpet came and catch
Hey,
up.
welcome.
My stomach twisted. Okay, that was it. No more dab pen. No more convincing myself I wasn't tripping out when clearly I was seeing shit. I waited, listened, heard her shuffle away. Her door clicked
God
shut.
damn it. Okay.
I exhaled, rubbed my face, and stood up. Enough of this. I needed to get out of the house. Needed to see my friends, James, Nikki D, and Tyler. The goal was simple.
Oops.
Sober up, ground myself, and maybe, just maybe, bring up what was going on.
Okay.
Over Xbox, it all sounded completely
God damn it.
normal.
Okay.
I'd only mentioned a few
Let's
things
go.
in passing, nothing that set off any alarms for them. But of our talks had just been about girls from our school, memes, and bullshitting in Rainbow Six Siege lobbies. Maybe I was just overthinking. Maybe everything was fine. But as I grabbed my keys and headed for the door, I couldn't shake the feeling that somewhere upstairs, Mother was listening. That's so good. Obviously, driving wasn't an option.
God damn it.
My car was totaled. My parents handed me $200.
There we
for the
fucking go.
scrap it was apparently worth, and that was that. So how bad did
Hey,
you tell
welcome,
that
welcome.
I got $250, or that was a
To
reason.
be fair, it was a 2003 Saturn.
Shadow Spirit.
Yeah, but $250, like there was like
Yeah,
you couldn't sell the radio.
I think they overpaid. I think they overpaid him.
Okay, okay. So I dusted off my old bike from the shed in the back.
Hey, it's been a
I
while.
didn't even glance at the house on the
How
way
have you
out.
been?
Didn't need to see my creepy ass mom peeking from some upstairs window like a horror movie extra. If I did, I'd probably swerve straight into traffic just to avoid dealing with it.
I saw
Reasonable
I saw
response.
your username.
I shoved the thoughts down and let myself
Pretty funny,
believe
actually.
just
Pretty
for a
funny.
little longer that I was just tripping balls. That was safer. That was better.
God damn it.
Besides, my odds were good.
Okay.
I still had headaches. I was still a little stoned. I was still taking Tylenol.
Alright. There we
Put it all together,
go.
and maybe my brain was just running like a laggy Xbox.
Yeah,
Lot
been
of mentions
good.
of the
Just
Xbox.
kind of busy, but life's
Say
good.
that again. What did you say?
I said just a lot of mentions of the Xbox.
A lot of Xbox.
If he
a lot
brings
of
up the
Xbox.
Kinect or something, it's gonna make me.
It's gonna be over.
Sad
If
there's
the Xbox becomes
still
a major
no
player in
new
this
music
story.
chat.
But then I
Kind of
turned to my
sucks.
Xbox and I said, "You're my only friend." And I turned on my Kinect and I started.
It does
dancing.
seem like it's not
I
making
wanna
a
take
comeback.
quick moment to thank today's sponsor, Tushy. Tushy is the luxury bidet that your bathroom's been missing. And over 2 million butts love Tushy, and it's not hard to see why. I've said it before, and
Right.
I'll say it again. If you don't have a bidet, you mean less than me. I did not have a bidet for a long time. I thought that they were silly, and then as soon as Tushy sent me one, I now am someone whose life matters. I'm not kidding. There's a few household inventions that have definitively changed my life, and Tushy's bidet is one of them. I now feel like an animal anytime I have to use someone's bathroom who doesn't have one. And you know this is a personal endorsement because this is far too aggressive for them to pay me to say. Not only are Tushy bidets more hygienic, but people who have made the switch to Tushy use up to 80% less toilet paper. And less toilet paper means more money saved, less clogged toilets, and less gross bathroom experiences. Since the bidet does most of the cleaning and you use the toilet paper to dry off. And of course,
God
Tushy
damn.
therefore reduces things like irritation or tears. Tushy is also super easy to use and install. Depending on the model you get, it either replaces your toilet seat or just goes underneath the one you already have.
I promise he is, bro.
A-hole is only
Man, I
a
hope
word
so.
if you wipe. And
It's
if
been
Tushy sounds
so
good to you
friggin'
and
long.
It should. Then now's the perfect time to get in on the offer. That's because for a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet when you use code CreekCast at checkout. That's right, 10% off your first bidet order at
Will
hellotushy.com.
return.
Promo code CreekCast.
Also,
to
why
get
do you
your
say music
incredible
chat?
offer today? Thank you to Tushy
Why do
for
you say
sponsoring the
music
show.
chat
We are
instead?
now
Chat
back to the
music.
episode.
I don't
I rode
know.
up to
I
the
always
football
confuse them.
field in
I don't
about
know.
20 minutes and hopped the fence. Everyone was already there. James, Nikki D, and Tyler. And what followed? It was awesome. The dab ups were a little stiff at first, but once we got going, everything fell into place. We had a pump, a football, which lasted about 10 minutes before it needed air again, and a frisbee. The sun was bright for the first time since I'd left the hospital, and for the first time in days, I felt good. I'd shaved, I was surrounded by my friends, and I started to think, no, I started to hope maybe I'd just
There
been
we
missing
go.
out on real in-person socialization. I almost fell for it.
Yo,
Almost
same.
let myself believe everything was fine. This is also
This is chatting stuff. Yeah, I need to check
interesting
them
because
more.
So far, it could just be read as someone.
Those
who
last
has
ones
a
were really
concussion.
funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
like growing paranoia.
Yeah.
We played for
Yeah.
hours. Eventually, we were wiped, ready to debrief before heading home. I was closest to the corner of the field where the old water pump was, so I went first. Yanked the
Okay.
lever, let the water rush out, cut my hands, drank. The others chatted behind me, their voices blending with the soft splash of the pump. Refreshed, I wandered back to where we'd been playing frisbee, flopped onto the grass, and pulled out my phone. The sun was brutal, washing out the screen. I tilted it, angling downward to block the glare, squinting as I reached for the power button, And
Have
then
I
I
done?
froze.
No, not for a while.
Because in the black reflection of
I haven't done
my phone
anything in a
screen,
while.
I saw them. All three of them. Standing
Maybe
at the
this
water
weekend when I
pump,
have some time, we'll
staring at
get
the
back
back
to
of
it.
my
God
head.
damn it. Usually I
James
just
and Tyler's
record like
faces
5
were wrong.
things
Their
on
jaws hung open.
like a
Too
Sunday or
wide,
something.
far past what should have been possible. It wasn't just slack, it was distorted. Their
Here
bottom
it
lips
is.
curled down.
Thank you. I will put it on the list, don't worry. I'm definitely
Their
gonna check
heads
it out.
tilted forward, eyes locked onto me, shoulders hunched, arms dangling too loosely at their sides. They looked like something out of a nightmare. Like The Scream, but worse. Nicky wasn't as bad. He was staring too, but his face shifted.
That's a
Same
great
way my mom's
name.
did when
Thank
she
you.
picked up from the hospital.
Thank you.
Like, he couldn't quite get it right.
It's actually after my
And
favorite
yet,
character.
Their conversation hadn't stopped.
Maybe it's
Their
from
voices
Fairy
came
Tale
out
if you know that.
perfectly, flowing like normal. James and Tyler weren't moving their mouths.
What?
The water pump was still running. I had my phone up for maybe a second, but my whole body jerked like I'd been stabbed. My fingers fumbled and my phone slipped from my hands, landing in the grass with a soft thud. Nicky asked if I was
What?
good. I could
Do you know
barely
who
think,
Mavis
barely
is?
breathe.
Have you
Beads
seen
of
Fairy
sweat
Tale?
formed on my temples. I swallowed hard, forced a smile, forced the words out.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm great.
And I turned to face them. Normal. They looked normal. Everything was normal. But my stomach twisted into knots because I knew what I saw. For the first time since I got home, I realized I had nowhere to run.
You sure you're good?
I can't even remember who asked me that.
Yeah, I'm good, man. My head's just pounding. I think I should go home.
That part was true. It was pounding. Nicky frowned.
You need a ride?
Internally, no. Externally,
Nah, bro. What? You like driving dudes around in your car or something? You into
No.
boys?
Uh-uh.
I got this. I just offered you a ride. Wait, you want me to suck your cock on the way home? It's a pretty formal thing. Hey, you want to eat my asshole out and do all kinds of weird stuff with me? You want me to jack you off in the driver's seat? Okay. I see that I'll never ask this ever again in my life.
it's funny because anytime I offer to give you a ride somewhere, that's typically what you
Yeah,
say.
I jump for joy and I do yes. I jump over that. Yes.
Why not?
You're giving them too much to work with.
Yeah, I take 3 or 4 butterscotch candies. I roll them around my mouth and I get my saliva nice and thick. And I do. I said,
Ew, ew,
if you want
ew.
to. That's why I say like that.
Oh gosh.
What?
It's like
Okay,
dust
so I guess
stress.
we
I don't
can't
know
be
what that
bros.
is.
That's fine.
I guess we can't do what fellas do.
I guess boys can't be boys.
Oh gosh. Okay. The other two laughed. The tension cracked just a little. We all started getting ready to part ways, but I dragged it out. I will say that interaction though, like trying to get out of something with a friend and then saying that is one of the most realistic things we've ever read on the show. That's 100% like what, you like driving dudes? What are you? That's pretty.
Why is that realistic?
We all started getting ready to
Fucking
part
Hunter,
ways,
oh my
but I
God.
dragged it out. Paced around their cars, made jokes, tossed the football over the hoods, anything to stall.
Kissed each other.
Kept stealing glances at the mirrors and windows, waiting for another glimpse of what was under their veils. Nothing.
Let's go.
First few times, I swear, I saw their eyes dart away from mine in the reflections, like they knew what I was doing. Then it was like they just stopped looking towards me altogether. No matter how I angled myself, how fast I glanced, I never caught them like I had on the field. And yet, looking back, I can't shake the feeling like they knew exactly where I was looking. Like they had just found ways to stare at me from difficult angles without me ever catching their eyes.
Such a pick-me girl, dude.
Is that what this story's about? A pick-me?
I think it might be. All right, guys. So what? You don't want to fucking kiss my chest now or something? Were we not bros now? It's weird. When they look at me, I feel scared, but when they don't look at me, I get angry.
All right.
It's definitely some pick-me energy, dude.
Okay. I'm just glad they let me go home. I don't even know what the end goal is, but I feel like I'm being bled out, played with, before I'm eaten. Managed to steady my breathing on the ride back. As I pulled up to my house, I veered towards the spare garage, an old, attached structure barely used except for storage. I figured I'd leave my bike in there for now, just so I wouldn't have to linger outside any longer than necessary.
Sure, why
I
not?
wheeled up to the side door, gripped the rusted handle. The lock had long since broken, and with a firm push, the door groaned open. Dust and stale air hit me first, scent of old cardboard and forgotten junk. The space was dim, faintly illuminated by streetlights filtering through the grimy windows. I rolled my bike inside, careful not to trip over scattered tools and warped furniture, when I froze. In the center of the garage, right where it shouldn't be, was my car. Perfectly intact. Okay, that's good. That's cool. Perfectly intact. Not totaled, not even scratched. My breath caught in my throat. I took a slow step forward, fingers brushing the hood. Cold, real, tangible. The last I'd heard of this car, I was being told it had been wrecked, scrapped. My parents handed me $250 and said that's all it was worth. So why was it here?
Oh,
I
nice.
circled to the driver's side and peered inside. The keys weren't in the ignition, but they dangled from the dash. Something was off. The seat,
Damn,
normally
I
adjusted
really
to fit
like
me,
this
was
one.
pushed all the way back, like someone much taller had been sitting there.
Yeah.
A low tremor crawled up my spine. The car, despite
My
being
favorite second
untouched,
channel
was covered in
song
dust.
would be
How long was I in the
Metallica.
hospital?
What's Your Only Street,
Doesn't matter.
LS.
It
Is
was
this
getting
any?
dark. I did a quick fluid check, ran my hands over
Man,
the
I
tires,
still
making
love the
sure
Disney
it'd be
ones.
ready if I needed
And
it,
the one
and
rhymes
jogged
with.
back to the house.
Those are the ones I like the
The
most.
second I stepped through the
But
front
those are
door,
some great picks.
it hit me again. Oh. Huh. Rapid, aggressive shuffling. Door slam. Then in a voice too casual, too normal to be real.
Honey, you missed dinner.
Ooh,
Want me to heat something up for you?
No.
I
It's
don't
okay,
like
Mom.
this.
I'll
I
handle
don't
it.
like using that one.
The living room TV was blue screened.
Da
I
na
could see
na
the
na
sickly
na.
glow over the open floor plan.
Da na 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 na.
I didn't dare mess with my parents' setup. At this point, they had to know I was onto them. I would do nothing to disturb the peace. I grabbed some snacks from the fridge, went straight to my room, locked the door.
Damn, this story is
Took out my
creepy
old
as
iPod
fuck.
Gen 6 from middle school, buried in a shoebox, and set it to charge. For a while, I just sat there, listening. It was too quiet. I FaceTimed the iPod from my phone, hesitating, debating whether I should even leave my room. The upstairs layout was simple. 4 rooms. Mine was first, on the left at the top of the stairs. My parents' was last on the right. At the very end, a closet where we kept detergent and towels. My bathroom was the last door on the left. The plan
Boss
was simple.
fight.
A strategic iPod drop-off during my next bathroom run. I executed flawlessly, waiting for the next round of
Okay.
patrolling before slipping out. I cracked the closet door just enough to give my iPod a view down the hall, plugged the charger in beneath the bottom shelf, and left it there. I hid an eye. First of all, not to put the bump in the road. Can you FaceTime an iPod?
I don't know.
With the, I thought you could with the eye touches, but maybe I'm not sure. Unless he's just talking about like iPhone.
Maybe. I'll go with it.
I just remember the
What?
eye touch. They had like the camera and stuff on it. Remember?
That one, I guess I didn't think FaceTime was a thing back then, but whatever. A way to see what my
What?
parents really looked like when they thought no one was watching. I almost regret this decision. It seemed fine when I got back into my room and locked the door. Quietly angled my dresser in front of it,
What?
wedging my desk chair as tightly as I could under the handle. Too much movement. Too much movement from him?
No, from the
It's like
parents.
he's
I
a
think.
it's like he's a spider. Or sorry, it's like he's a bug in a spider's web.
Yeah, no, he's fucked. He's caught right now.
Yeah.
Dude, when he opened that door and it says shuffling aggressive like movement and then a door slamming, like everything was out. And then the second he opened that door at all, like cockroaches when you turn on the light, all scurried
Ew.
into place.
Jesus.
I heard my parents' door fly open, slamming into the inside wall of their bedroom. By the time I grabbed my phone, she was already there, standing at the end of the hall, facing my door.
Let's go.
She was
First
past the
try,
weird
let's
shifting
fucking
facing that
go.
He had. Whatever this is, there's stages. Her jaw wasn't just distended. It was stretched beyond its limit. The skin pulled so tight it dangled with every sway of her body. Even from here, I could see the
Nah.
bags under her eyes.
This one's better.
Not just dark circles, but loose,
Yeah.
sagging folds that drooped to her upper lip, exposing way too much dry, pink eyelid. Her hair, thin and patchy, clung to her scalp with a greasy sheen from the glow of the living room TV and the dim light spilling from the master bedroom. Her arms didn't hang. Her elbows were bent at stiff, unnatural 90-degree angles. Shoulders hunched forward, wrists limp,
Ew.
long, bony fingers dangling. The only way I knew it was my mom was the pajama top, clung to her sharp skeletal frame, stretched over the ridges of her spine, hanging loose around her frail shoulders. She leaned in, pressed against the door,
Oh.
her head tilted, slow, deliberate, like she could see through the wood, tracking exactly where I was. And then a whisper.
Honey.
Oh, hell no.
Her mouth didn't move, lips stretched thin, jaw unhinged and frozen in that grotesque,
Ew.
slack-jawed state. But the words came anyway, perfectly
How much
clear,
do you need?
perfectly human.
100. Okay.
I know you're up, honey. I just heard you moving.
Oh, nah.
Yeah.
I'm
Just
running
moved some
away.
furniture
Nah.
around. I didn't like where my TV was.
A pause.
Oh, hell
Then the
no.
whisper again,
Yeah.
perfectly clear, perfectly human.
Fuck that.
Can I see?
My throat tightened.
Nope.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, nope.
I'm naked right now, and I don't know. I don't want to get dressed.
Please, please, please work. I was frozen, face glued to my phone screen, not daring to look away from the grainy FaceTime feed. My breath barely made a sound. Then finally,
I missed one.
Okay.
God damn it.
Tomorrow then.
as she spoke, something shifted in the farthest, darkest corner past the stairs. First, I thought it was just a shadow, but then an arm. Thin, brittle, dangling down from the ceiling like a puppet on cut strings. Another arm followed. Then a body, slow
Oh.
and deliberate, lowering itself down the wall. My stomach turned to ice. Dad. Did he ever even leave the house? Was he already this far along when he picked me up from the hospital with Mom? None of it mattered. He moved with absolute silence, clambering up the stairs as Mom whispered one last time.
Good night, son. I love you.
Then Dad shuffled past her. Same stiff, unnatural cadence Mom had been moving with for weeks. If I weren't staring straight at him, could have sworn it was still her. He went to the master bedroom, closed the door. Then, without making a single noise, he came back. Just completely silently,
Okay.
like through the house.
Huh.
A trick I would have surely fell for if I hadn't been watching them this whole time. It's like, okay, we're gonna go reset, we're gonna shut the door, and then we're gonna be completely silent, and then wait to pounce.
Well, yeah, it makes all the noise they've been making more deliberate and less like
Yeah.
before. It almost felt like animals, like going in and out. You know what I mean, recklessly. But now it feels all intentional, which is just fucking horrifying.
Trying to mimic what parents sound like, closing doors, opening doors, and stuff like that. But now it's like they can be completely silent when they're ready. He ended right behind where she was standing. And that brings me to now. For the past 2 hours, they've been outside my door.
Oh,
Every move I
fuck.
make, they track it. Through the wood, through the silence.
Oh, hell no.
It's 3:02 a.m. If I can just make it to daylight without passing out, I think I can open the bay window and jump. After that, straight to the spare garage, grab the car, get out of town. I don't know how far this shit is spread, but I can't stay here. Oh God, they're getting on the ground, lowering themselves, peeking under the door.
Oh.
I might have to go right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Damn it,
jumping
I'll
out the
update when
window.
I'm safe.
And that's the end.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know
jumping.
What I like about that ending too,
That
Isaiah.
is solid. I like that.
I like that ending because there's no part two. I like that this is one of those things where this is the perfect story to not have a sequel, by the way. This is a thing that is so simple. Really, the only thing that happens is a guy is like walking around. He goes and visits his friend once, comes back to the house and the parents are still being weird. It just goes to show that like
What can I
not a
take?
lot of things happen in a story, but the way that it's paced out and the way that you basically are just given, like, it's such a simple idea, but it uses the short format in a great way where I feel like there's a lot of things I like about this. One, still don't really know if this kid is like,
Yeah,
if this is
this
all
one.
just a concussion nightmare
Sure.
thing. Is he even awake? You know what I mean?
Wait, let me
This
check
guy-
something.
Like, I mean, I don't know if he's like in a fucking coma or something like that. Like the wreck could have been real, and this is all just playing out in his head or something.
Could be in his head. Could be some kind of like he's
Eh.
falling prey to something that's he's in a coma, and this is all in a coma, or or maybe some I don't know, some alternate world, some weird
Well,
creature.
that's
There's any kind of possibility he could have fallen into.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I know it's been a while since I said it, but very Lovecraftian. Where it could be that
There we go.
his head struck and his mind open is able to see things maybe as they really are, or like an alternate dimension of things
All right.
around him.
Hold up.
So I'm like also wondering, are his parents just normal?
Oh,
and he's
thank you,
seeing,
man.
Like the fucked up version of this like alternate reality.
Pure
around him,
ADHD.
that kind of thing. I really love the car
That's
not
all.
being destroyed either. That's like a fun detail that also who gives a fuck. I don't need to know what happened with that. That's just a great
Man, thank you for
tool
always
again for
commenting.
deceit.
It's always
Like,
so nice to see you.
Why the fuck is this here? You know what I mean? Like I don't need to know more about it, but I do like how he's like, well, you know, I'm going to see if I can regroup and figure out what's up. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, no, they're peering at me from under the door. I might just have to leave now. There's just a sense of urgency to where I like that the reader can just kind of run with it at the end. Did he get out? Was this real? These kind of questions are fun. I like the conversation you can have with people with an ending like this, you know, because it feels like everything that the story needed to tell you, it has told you. Like
Yeah.
resolving this monster story isn't going to be, I don't think, necessarily satisfying. I think it like props up a great idea for a scary idea, and it gives you just enough to be like, ooh, that was fun. I wonder if it's this or that, and it makes it so much more fun than if someone tries to give you.
Oh, I
the
completely
ending
disagree.
in a way where
I
it's
like getting
it's
answers.
gonna
If I don't get
disappoint you.
answers, it feels incomplete.
So I don't know. I really enjoyed
I think
this.
it leaves just enough unanswered to make you ask some really cool and creepy questions. I think
Yeah.
it tells you just enough, and it keeps. Just
Oh
enough in the
fuck.
shadows.
Oh, let's go.
So this is great. I was also so I've been reading through his other post. Apparently, this got removed because nothing tangible happened to the character. according to the
Oh, that's so
no-sleep
stupid.
mods. And
Nothing
apparently he
tangible
got a
happened to the character?
temporary.
That's
He got
such a
30-day
stupid reason.
ban because this and another of his
What?
stories broke that same rule.
30
according
days?
to him, that nothing
That's
tangible
so
happened to the
stupid.
I like how for no sleep, it's like a tangible thing that has to happen to a character. Is like a child has to either be like assaulted or like
Yeah.
somebody- or, like a
Well-
child needs to be assaulted or somebody has to like clearly die. When it's like I guess him being through this concussion and then being tormented by his fucking like his entire
Okay.
town, his friends and family. Yeah, I mean nothing really happens to him.
Nothing really
so.
happened. Well, he did write something funny in our subreddit.
Nah.
He says he has a 30-day ban, and he says because I didn't have something tangible like my character's penis sloughing off from radioactive acid treatment.
Yeah, they didn't have a indestructible pedophile come in and have sex
Oh, I hated that
with the
story.
kids and basically have
Yeah.
his way with the mom too in the basement. See, now that would have been the r/no sleep people are like, oh, rubbing their head, all the sweat off their head. Oh, yes.
That story was so
Okay.
bad.
They have their fucking lunch bell. Woo! There it is. Yeah, sorry, we're gonna have to ban this one because of the lack of pedophilia.
Nothing happened. Nothing.
Okay, so
that becomes a rule. There has to be a
Oops.
pedophile. in
So
it.
if anything, this is the creative note I'm going to give you. Make the mom a pedophile and make her indestructible, and try to have the main character burn her, but then she just has his way with him in the basement. Thank you. Banned.
Look, for
And you're banned.
what it's worth, I like the indestructible pedophile story.
No, I
But
didn't.
I
It was
also
bad.
But
agree-
it's
I
insane.
also
It
agree
was
not
bad.
Everything has to be that. Yes.
No. I just
What do you
think
call
it's
Fat
such a-
Superman? I don't know.
That rule and the reason for that,
But-
I guess, that ban is so absurd.
I'm definitely
to
gonna
think that,
lose
like,
this boss fight.
Kind of
God damn it.
torment that the guy's going through is not enough. When to me, I'm like, This is insane. Also, too, it reads like in the parameters of their format. It reads like a post, like it, because also it's like it makes no fucking sense for a guy to be like, yeah, I'm stabbed. How many times have we read something on No Sleep where it's like, yeah, I've been shot 8 times? It's like, can you imagine writing this to Reddit when you're getting shot, or like you have 8 bullets? Well, I'm bleeding out pretty bad, y'all. The indestructible vampire pedophile's coming after me, and I feel pretty upset about it. It's like this feels
so
more like a
many-
post.
Yeah, there's so many that are completely
Boulderman?
ruined because it has to be like.
No, I don't
it's
get
like
it.
People can write interesting
Boulder,
stories.
man.
It's like, okay, now my character has to find a laptop and then upload. Do you remember?
No, I don't
the-
get it.
What was the one
Sorry.
story? The one about finding a boat in the middle of the ocean. I forget what it was. My crew found an abandoned yacht or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
do you
no, it's
remember
like a
how
cruise ship or
every-
whatever.
All right.
Yeah, cruise ship. Every single entry opened and closed with "I got on my laptop and went to Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm now typing this
I'm really
out."
tired.
And how dumb that was.
I'm really
but they
tired.
have to, or else they get banned.
Yeah,
from
they're
the
just like,
website. It's
you
so
better,
stupid.
you either do that or
That's
Ghost is a
why.
pedophile.
That makes sense.
Pick your
Yeah.
lane.
If there's no
Okay.
pedophile,
All right, Mr. No
on
Sleep.
Reddit, yeah.
All right, Mr. No Sleep, fine. So the ghost is a pedophile. Oh,
Because fat
okay,
men have
you're
boobs.
so fine.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
That's-
Got it.
It's sad because No Sleep is like probably the biggest fictional writing board on
Dude,
Reddit.
18
And
million.
to-
18 million followers in that
Yeah.
deal.
And to get seen and to have notoriety as someone who's trying to get into the horror writing space, that's kind of the place you have to go, you know? So
Not
I'm
anymore.
not saying I'm not saying it's complete.
Grapecast
I'm not saying
now
it's
has
not
all the
still a
best
viable
stories.
place to do that. I just think that
no, of course not.
that-
I'm just
the
saying
rules are
it's such that
so
it is the most
crazy.
viable place that is with
Also-
all
Oops.
the roles.
Also, I'm wondering too if it's very much like a if another mod would have seen it, if they were like, "Oh, this story's fine." If there's just like one power tripping mod who's like, "Yeah, not really a lot happened." You know what I mean? Like, I wonder how subjective that
All right.
that system is
Let's
for
see.
allowing stories on. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. All I know is
Good joke.
This is a great story. I really like the length of it. It was nice and
Well,
nice. And
it's
quick.
very
It adds to
original
this
for
little
sure.
Collection.
I haven't-
I'm
I
curious to
didn't
see how
get
the
it
next
though,
story
you know.
goes.
I will say this about the
English is not my
author,
first language, so
that we just read, Dan Bowl or Dean Bowl. 4 months ago, he made a post in r/creepcast, absolutely swinging for us on the Legati story. Like he posted, he was like, "That was good, and it should be appreciated." And then just like reply after reply after reply. Just,
I'm missing one.
like, one man on an island just swinging an axe.
He probably has enough experience on fucking Reddit with all the people and having to
Yeah.
fight those mods. You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but in all honesty, this was a lot of fun. You know, the only thing that I guess, like, if I had any,
oops.
and it's not really even a complaint. It's just the whole unhinged jaw thing. I feel like is a bit.
So if I'm giving critiques to a story that I really like and I think it's
Yeah.
cool, I feel like the unhinged jaw thing was a little.
It's just
You
done.
didn't.
It's
You
just been
didn't
played
need
a
it.
lot.
Yeah. The
It
feet
would've
under
been-
the door was great, and the quiet
Yeah.
movement was great. You didn't need the jaw, maybe once, but not as like a recurring thing. Although it does kind of make it seem like an entity that's going to eat you, like swallow you.
Yeah, but I don't think
so
you
that's
need
kind
that.
of creepy. I don't think you need it.
I don't think you need that. I think for something like this, to me, I think it's like you need to make the or like I mean, I say you need. This is my opinion. I think it's effective if you don't have any of that stuff, but you keep challenging the norms of reality. Like if he came home and his mom's shirt was on backwards, or whatever.
Yeah,
the mom
yeah.
was
Yeah,
totally
sure, why not?
normal, whatever.
Let's
and
go
it's a
with this
thing
one.
where now at the end, you can make that even crazier, where it's like my mom was topless. She was just in a bra. Like, you know,
What?
How weird is that? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Hunter,
I think
what the
that you can
fuck?
Get away from like the unhinged jaw, which is just like, I mean, I love, you know, dislocated jaws and rows of teeth and all that kind of stuff. But I think for a story like this, where
I don't know
it's-
another
it's
language
purely,
other than
like,
English.
you're
You
questioning
don't
if the
need to,
person's
man.
insane, or if you're questioning reality.
If you know
I
English,
think
you're
keeping
good.
it as close to reality and really playing with that is going to have people have so many visceral.
Unless
different
you want
reactions
to.
Where I think that's where that conversation becomes
guys.
more fun too. No. I think he's just to say no.
What-
It's this
what-
or that. You know, I think like riding that line is really fun. And I think if they're dressed normally, or if they're totally normal, it's just so much
Go,
creepier. Like I think about my mom doing that,
God damn it.
and then like feeling threatened by this thing that is completely
Uh.
normal, but it's just slightly off. Is this uncanny valley that I think is really effective and fun.
Mm-hmm.
You
God
know,
damn it.
Yeah, yeah.
and also
I
too,
think
wish we
they
got
are a very talented writer,
Oh.
and this is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
banger. I hate they got taken off, but
Are
please
cutting
give all
in
the viewers
close.
stars. We appreciate it.
also the
Ah,
dad.
let's
I wish we
go.
had a little more with the dad. I think that we could have had.
The dad was
Oh,
cool.
that was close.
I liked the
That was
unblinking kind of
close.
looking forward thing in the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
I like how the coolest part is how he moves silently at the end. That's terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the scariest parts of the story were the silent movement and the car in the beginning. How the mom couldn't decide what facial expression she wanted
let's
to
go.
show.
Yeah.
Those freaked me out. I'm trying to think if I had any other critiques of it.
I just
the
think
mention of the Xbox a few
we have
times.
a-
Maybe once too many.
I thought that he was getting ready to get into some of the gamer language or something like that. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, watch out, Xbox. The
Na, na,
No,
na,
the,
na, 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 na.
just that
Let's-
we got in a nice little conversation with him and the mom. I just like just to have a little bit more, just because we put some emphasis on the dad as well, because we put emphasis on the friends. He has a nice interaction with them. Wish there was just maybe one little interaction with the dad, a bit of him. Even just trying to
let's
talk to
go.
him, or if the dad just joined the mom at the end and was talking to him as well. Why don't you let us in? You know, like just to see. It doesn't, not necessary, but
I mean,
just
it was
that's what I
it was really great where it went. I really enjoyed it. And Dean, if that is your real name, please keep making these. This was dope.
Salve Mavis
also
inter
really,
school
and this is just
arbiter.
me, once again,
What
not
does
trying to
that
be rude or
mean?
anything. Really try to hone in the idea of like really
What
making
does that
this
even
character
mean?
die or being attacked by a super pedophile. If you want to actually make it
So my
on this stuff.
criticism is
Damn, Hunter
maybe
really
he
hated
could get
Tommy Taffy. What the
molested,
fuck?
perhaps, or also
Yeah.
just hear me out.
Yeah.
He or someone could explode. But
Ah,
he
Yeah.
has to get
good idea.
injured in the explosion, so that way he's bleeding. But as he's exploding, he's typing out the story, and then in the final sentences he says, "Wow, I sure hope I don't explode." But then there's a dash at the end.
It's hard for me.
implying that
I'm
he
actually getting fucking
explodes
pissed.
as he hit.
That's
post,
hilarious.
I'm actually getting
that
fucking
implying that
pissed.
explodes.
I'm getting fucking pissed because it's hard for me to know if a character has gone through something unless the character
Sure.
is on, like, let's say a ghost ship,
Alright.
and then there's like fucking vampires attacking him, and he gets
Right,
hurt.
right.
And if the character doesn't say that he's hurt on the thing, how am I supposed to know? You
Right.
know, so
How
it's
am I
just
supposed
one of
to
those
know?
things.
How
You
am
know,
I
I just
supposed
I'm getting a little heated.
Maybe
I'm getting a
you
little
could have
heated.
like some clever foreshadowing. Like maybe in the beginning he could be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm writing this story, and my biggest fear is exploding."
Nah,
So
let's
then
go.
at the end
Why
of the
not?
story, when he does explode,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's what he was.
Cool, almost
afraid of. And
absolutely
I
butch
guess
the
it's a message
translation.
about the things you're afraid of or what tend to find you. So maybe you could do that, and it would actually be good. So
Yeah.
you know, maybe you could try that out.
Yeah.
So.
Listen, I mean, not everybody can have a home
Google
run, and this
translation to
definitely is
what
a bit of a
language?
strikeout,
Look,
but
you
next
know
time
what?
maybe there's a home run. You know.
Maybe stop writing. Maybe stop writing if you're
Well,
not willing to
actually,
put in.
no.
the,
Hello, maybe
actually, I
Google
agree.
translates, by the way.
I know, I
Maybe
agree, I
if you're
agree.
not ready to incorporate super pedophiles or exploding super pedophiles,
You're gonna have
you
to
don't
use the
have
super
what it
pedophiles at
takes.
some point.
you don't have what it takes to work in this industry. Okay,
No.
that's just how it is. So either get some pedos in there, or you better start having people try to kill themselves, try to
Choose
kill
your
each other
True.
by getting them to
You
kill
know.
themselves. Figure it out. Yeah.
Choose your lane.
Maybe
right?
have pedophiles get people to kill themselves through explosions, and then at the end, our character gets molested and then explodes.
Or you have a sheriff in the town, and he's like a badass, but also still pedophile. And he has
Okay,
a
what the
warehouse
fuck?
outside
Latin.
town, and that's how the
It's
character would-
my-
maybe he's like,
My
"Oh,
first
yeah,
language
people
is
are- people are looking
Spanish,
at me,"
not
but
Latin.
then
I
vice
don't.
versa, he goes to the woods and finds a warehouse.
I don't know any
warehouse.
Latin.
And that's kind of the
Yes,
idea. That's
of
how.
course,
And that's
of
how
course.
you.
But
That's
th-
how. That's how you go
but,
fuck.
but then of
all
course,
right?
but then of course he's a
I'm
pedophile
meant to
as
assume
well. So he's like,
Mexican.
Oh, this is great. So he's
No, I'm
happy
not
with it.
Mexican.
But then it turns out that
That's your dad.
all the children that have been abducted are vampires. So it's like, oh well, I can't have these because
That's
they're
what was I
trying to
thinking?
kill them now.
I've never
Now,
said
that's a
what
threat.
country
Now,
I'm
it's
from.
scary because it's
That is
vampires.
scary.
I kinda wanna keep
you
it
can have there be
vague.
a lot of blood and people dying, and then that would make it
Just have
scary.
people
So-
guessing.
Thank you for
Try
these
that.
rules, master.
Not gonna
Thank you for
confirm if
these
someone gets it right.
rules.
Because I get that question a lot.
Fuck's sakes. On to the next story, where we're reading a story called "I've been flying for almost 30 hours and the flight attendants won't stop crying," which I just got to say,
It's an
even reading
awesome
that
title.
gives me a panic
Yeah.
attack.
An
I-
awesome
I
title.
I don't hate flying, but planes, I think no matter what, even if people are, I don't mind flying, they're a little scary, right? You're just kind of in a death
I
tube
th-
up in the sky.
I think if I think about it too long, because I
yeah.
fly all the time, but if I'm sitting there for a while and I'm like, right beneath my feet's nothing. If this was to crash right, I have a really long time to think about it. Then it messes with me a little bit.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes if we get a lot of turbulence, especially on takeoff, I get a little
Oh yeah,
wonky.
the butterflies for sure.
Yeah. I've had some weird
Yeah, I guess this one.
flying experiences where it's like, okay, well, this is it. All right, well, this is what dying feels like. But yeah, I feel
Oh
like
shit.
regardless of how much
I'm
you do it,
gonna
it's a little
die.
creepy for anyone.
Ain't no way we're gonna make this boss
But
fight.
today's story, actually, we have a little treat. It's made by a writer called Worcester Street, which, scrolling through their Reddit, I see that they are a fan of Creepcast, or at least they've commented in
Yes.
r/Creepcast a couple times. And they were very kind to show someone in the subreddit, give them some advice about posting on No Sleep and story writing. So they seem like a cool person. They've written a bunch of stories for r/No Sleep. Some of them highly rated, so we'll have them linked in the description. Be sure to show them some love if you enjoyed.
Oh,
We certainly
easy.
appreciate
Easy peasy.
them
Maybe
being
I do
cool,
win
writing
this boss
stuff, and
fight.
engaging with the community. It means a lot.
But just because you're nice in our subreddit doesn't mean that we're going easy on you.
But I
True.
will say,
awful.
also
We're gonna
with
be
the
terrible.
title, the one thing they say about flying is they say if the people working in the plane aren't freaking out, you have nothing to worry about. So me seeing a flight attendant crying for 30 hours, which first off, 30 hours is we're going through
Absurd.
hell apparently, but
Yeah.
I saw a flight attendant crying. I don't even know what I have no idea what I would even be able to do.
Frozen.
It would be rough. I was on a plane one time and we were flying. We had a connection in Atlanta, and as we're getting close to Atlanta, there was a storm that was apparently so bad they evacuated the tower in Atlanta.
Wow.
We're on our flight, and they're like, "Hey guys, not landing at Atlanta. We have to go to Charlotte because it's the only airport that'll or not Charlotte, Charleston, South Carolina, because it's the only airport that will take us. And we can't stay up in the air because we don't have that much gas. So the whole way there, my wife and I were sitting, or Kayla and I were sitting on the front
I
row,
guess.
and people kept coming up to the flight attendants and being like, I've got
Yeah.
a flight out of Atlanta, and we're going to end up getting there after the flight leaves. And the flight attendants kept having to explain to these people what an airport is. And they would be like, ma'am, no one is leaving or going. The flight will not leave on you. It can't leave. They're like,
No.
but it takes off in an hour.
Yeah.
And they're like, ma'am,
I have no
Yeah.
way to talk to you.
cannot.
I can't deal with this. We're gonna die in this. I hope you realize we're gonna die by the time we get to South Carolina. Yeah, but my flight.
There was one point where, like, it was this one woman too who kept coming back and asking stupid questions. And
Of
at one
course.
point,
A
she comes
Karen,
up there
like always.
and she was like, "I don't see why we're going to Charleston. That's not Atlanta." And the guy's like, "Okay, Atlanta is gone. We can't go there, and we can't be in the sky because we have to go to the ground. So we're gonna go to the ground over here, and then we'll come back over there." And then she walks back. She like loudly stomps back to her seat, and she tells her husband, "He said we have to drive to Orlando." The flight attendant looks at me, and Kayla goes, "Did I say that? Is that what I said? Did I say that?"
My God, man. Yeah.
Fucking Karens,
I would
man.
love if they're like,
I feel bad. Sometimes, depending on who it is, yeah, I also kind of feel bad.
Why did they get rid of it? Who did it? Who hurt them?
I don't really have a
Worcester
shadow
Street.
one. Yeah, I don't need it.
Time. Isaiah, are you ready?
It is time. I'm ready to get into it. Let us begin. As always, thank you to everyone who listens on audio platforms. Continue to show support.
shit.
It means a lot. And of course, our Patreon supporters love you guys the most. It's not that you are more important than everyone else who listens, but you are to me.
Yeah,
Your life
you are.
matters more. So thank you for that.
We have a little Q&A thing today of asking some patrons about some of the new episode recordings. So curious to see how that goes. So we'll see.
Exactly. Because again, they matter to us more than the others. So
My sweet, sweet
With-
little angels.
with that, let us begin. I've been flying for almost 30 hours. The flight attendants won't stop crying. 30 hours ago, I hopped on a late night flight from New York heading to Los Angeles. After boarding, I saw that I had an entire row to myself. Takeoff passed without incident, and soon I was stretched out for a nap across the row. I slept for a few hours. I don't know how long, but
9/11
I
was
slept
just
for a
messed
few
up.
hours.
I don't
know
remember
how long, but it
exactly
was a
the
few
ones.
hours.
I remember
But
laughing
I
at the
woke up to
9/11
some
jokes
severe turbulence.
a lot.
It's possible that the lights in the cabin went out for a moment, but I was so disoriented
that it's hard to say. I checked my phone to see that it was 4:03 a.m., which I figured gave me about an hour until we landed. When I looked out my window, I was shocked to see nothing but wide open ocean. My jaw dropped. There's obviously no ocean between New York and Los Angeles. I hit the button to call the flight attendant and spent the next few minutes racking my brain for a lake that could have been possibly big enough to explain what I was seeing.
That's a
jumped when the
really
attendant
good one.
flipped off the light. She was grinning from ear to ear, tears pouring down her cheeks.
How can I help you, sir?
I froze for a moment at her reaction before
Is that a
deciding to
terrorist
just
attack?
ask my question.
Where are we? Why
Is
does it
this?
look like we're
Oh,
on
is this a
vacation?
9/11 story?
She wiped her cheeks to clear the
That'd be
tears,
hilarious.
still grinning wildly.
Sir, we'll be landing in about an hour. Okay, thank you.
After she left, I checked the clock on my phone again. 4:03 a.m. blinked back at me. It hadn't changed. Okay, so Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
right now, role play. What do you do in this scenario? You're the guy in the seat.
So, wait, can I start at the crying woman?
Yeah, sure. So she's crying, and then she comes up and says, "We'll be landing in about an hour."
Oh, that's really
Who
good.
did this to you? What's wrong? Who did this? Who did this? I'd make a big scene. Oh my god! And I would say, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Is it the pilot? I'd say, "Is it the pilot?"
So you're immediately white knighting off the get go.
Anytime I can white knight, I say, I absolutely do it. I say, "Oh my god, who
All
did
right,
this?" Who
Okay,
did this?
so then she responds and goes, "What are you talking about, sir? I'm fine."
And I say, "Don't fucking play. Hey, play with me. All right? You're sitting here crying.
I'm big into conspiracy theories, so
In my head, you're grabbing her face.
I'm into the 9/11 was an inside job
don't
type.
Do that, but I say, hey! Sorry. I don't mean to raise my voice, but I say, you are obviously a woman in distress, and I need to know how I can help.
Yep.
Let me help you. And I say again, I'm like, don't make me fucking ask it again. It's in the fucking pilot. Because if it's the pilot, you let me know, and I will go in there and I will wreak hell. Is what I would say.
You're like, I'm gonna take over this plane. This is a hijacking now.
I've done flight simulator since I was 13 years old. I can land this bird so easily. Okay? Tasha?
He says that as a joke, but I have a friend who's a pilot, and he was playing flight simulator since he was like 8.
Keep saying, like,
He freaking loved that
the
game.
guy next to me looking at me, he's like, can I get a water? And I'm like, no!
He used to spend like hours and hours and hours.
You don't have to take orders from
But
these
what-
people,
but
these
what-
fucking
what if-
animals.
What if it's a woman asking for a water?
He would spend like 15 hours
Honestly,
a day
sweetheart,
just
I
playing that
appreciate you
shit.
trying to stay hydrated.
And now
and
he's an
stay
actual
mentally focused
pilot.
for this flight, but I need you to just give me and Tasha 5 minutes. Could you do that for me?
Because if there's one thing I know about you, it's that you respect women.
Oh,
Oh, I get it.
more.
It's obviously not
than
funny,
anything.
but it
Up
is
and
like
down, all over.
And I would
when
hand her my
something is
pillow,
so
'cause,
like
they give you the little
awful and
info,
tragic,
Of course.
I'd be like,
the only thing you can do
"Please."
sometimes is to laugh.
And honestly,
Like, there's a
Natasha
comedian
doesn't
who
get
lost
sued because
family
honestly, I
on it,
know American
and he's
Airlines
making
didn't
9/11
make the
jokes.
plane.
That is
I give the woman next
part
to me,
of
her
the
name's
process,
Sabrina.
man.
Is it Sabrina?
Mhm.
That's a beautiful name. First off, Sabrina, I just want to say that's a beautiful name.
Right.
They take this pillow. I want you to put it behind your neck because you're not going to get any lumbar support. All right.
Uh,
Mm.
I want you to have a beautiful, restful sleep because you're a beautiful
Oh,
princess.
goddammit.
All right. And I say, Tasha, you tell me right now if that fucking dog-faced man,
Uh.
the cockpit, did this. Did he do this to you? And that's how it handled the situation.
Right. It's funny because a lot of you guys probably think he's joking or playing it up. I've never been on a flight with Hunter where he's acted normally. There's
Really?
always some bit. There's always something. Do you want to tell him about what you did on that flight to Tampa?
Which flight?
What did I do on the flight to Tampa?
Yeah, that one from Kansas City to Tampa. Do you remember that?
I don't. I barely remember what happened yesterday. I don't remember.
This is when we were going to shoot the ghost hunting video we made with Charlie. Or more
Okay.
I was wondering
Tampa.
if it was to go see Charlie.
we were going there. He had bought these like $20 crappy Amazon webcams to look like the old Zach Baggins like Ghost Adventure stuff. So he decided to test them out on the plane by acting like he was in an abandoned building. So he's sitting in the chair and he's got the camera like this close to his face. And he's like,
Oh, this one's
"Guys, I
really
don't-
good.
Did you hear that? Guys, and he's like panicking and like sweating.
Oh,
and in the
yeah, this
background,
one.
You can just see rows of people. someone shifts in their sleep. He's like, "Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that?" And Nick's filming him too, and has an equally close camera up in his face.
The only
And
thing
then
I-
tell them what happened in the bathroom.
The only thing, yeah, I was gonna say the only
All
thing I
right,
remember
let's
that
see.
you say that because I totally forgot we bought those cameras. The only thing I remember in the bathroom is that I was recording myself in there and I was pretending that I was like doing a ghost hunt thing. And then I stood up and then I just like I pretty much just filmed my shit in this like airplane toilet, and I just kept looking in the mirror.
Why?
It doesn't matter. You know what? I was being a little silly.
He filled the toilet, and he was like, and the way he had the crappy IR filter on, so everything was black and white, and he's spinning around in the bathroom like, guys, I don't know. Guys, I think there's a ghost in here. Spirits, are you with us? And as he's spinning, you just pass the toilet that's full up. Just keeps. There were 4 different bathrooms on that trip. He did that. I don't know how he was ready to go at every one we came across.
I did forget we did have a moment where there was a shit toilet in the ghost hunting thing. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So anyway,
I must have been backed up for a while. I was holding in some demons, dude.
you every one of them. I was like, this has to be the last one, surely.
I just
There was
remember-
always another.
I just remember because we were. I felt bad. I feel bad because I opened the door and there's nothing. It's like kind of like whenever you're watching your dog.
Na,
take a
na,
shit,
na,
you
na, na.
can just tell he's ashamed or whatever. So I get out of the bathroom and just by like an unforeseeable wind gusts this like horrid, wretched smell out of the bathroom, and the woman, the woman in the front row, right by the bathroom, just did, "Good God." I had to walk by her and be like, sorry about that.
Yeah. You Hunter
Good
walks by,
God.
still has the camera. He's like, "Are you with us? Spirit, speak to us. Say something."
Oh yeah,
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I saw that
I had some bad Chipotle.
they
last
made
night.
the plane.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember
You start
that.
putting the camera in the floor. to
It's
be like,
crazy they had to
sensing
change it.
something. And as the camera spins, you just see rows of feet. And he's like, "Is that a person? Does that look like a person back there?" It's just a woman in shoes. Like, so anyway, my point is him deciding to like white knight over a stewardess, asking if the pilot beat her. You know, the pilot she met like 5 minutes ago when the flight began. That would be on par. That would be a bit he would invent. So. So yeah, he's in the plane. Flight attendant's crying. I had to have been waiting with my call light on for at least 5 minutes. How is it possible that it hadn't changed at all? I opened up my laptop and saw it too displayed 4:03 a.m. I pulled out my phone, started a stopwatch in the app, spent the next 2 hours looking back and forth between the clocks.
Oh, they
waiting for them
weren't.
to change. They never did. I tapped the shoulder of an older woman sitting in the row ahead of me. She looked back, an annoyed expression across her face.
Yes? Do you know how long until we land?
She narrowed her eyes.
The flight attendant said it would be about an hour.
I shook my head in confusion.
That one ring is way too good.
Flight attendant, we talked almost 2 hours ago. You should have landed already.
She stared at me as if I was crazy. I was going to continue trying to convince her, but I felt a hand on my shoulder. I spun to see a male flight attendant grinning down at me, tears pinging off his
Yeah.
cheeks onto my shoulder.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to calm down or I'll be calling the captain.
I told him that wouldn't be necessary and sat back. He removed his hand and stepped away.
I feel like he has been pretty amicable. I don't think he's really caused a fuss, has he? Hey,
You've
how long
caused
till we
worse
land?
fusses
Sir,
on planes.
sir.
Sir, I'm gonna get the taser. I'm gonna get the bite dog.
It'd be different if she's like,
The flight attendant said in an hour from now.
and he's like, an hour now? Are you fucking crazy? We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's what you
die.
would
Yeah, there's
That
people
would
like that.
elicit something, but I feel like him being like, oh, that's
Yeah.
weird.
No, that's weird. We talked a couple hours ago. Don't really think. And he's like, "Is there a problem? You got a problem here? Is this a problem?
You wouldn't want this to be a problem, would you, sir?
You won't want this to be a problem. Look, we'll throw you out. We've done it before.
Sir,
We can do it again."
sir.
Flight attendants continue to stop by every few hours offering meals. Every few hours.
Damn, dude.
Stopwatch continues
He's
to tick
just
up.
been sitting there like,
Oh no. I like the skills I
2
got.
hours pass by. Okay.
any hour now. At what point do you cause a problem?
Actually,
At what point are you
this was
"All
not
right,
so
You
bad.
know what? I've got a gun.
After she
You're gonna have
says,
to land
after
this
the
thing.
flight attendant said an hour, we'll be landing an hour. Is
Much long to
from
chat
then
here.
on-
How long
I'm
until
going
you
in 6
cause a
minutes.
problem?
All
the
good,
flight
man.
attendant came
Thank
out,
you
it's
so
like,
much.
Am I going to have to tell the captain? Like, at what point are you like, you know what? Yeah, tell the captain.
When she said an hour from now, I would say 30 minutes.
Hope
after
you have
that.
a great day, man.
So before an hour's even passed.
Exactly.
Before even
What
the
the
amount of time.
fuck? That's what I've been doing the whole time.
Um,
This death trap. That's I've been rolling around. Oh God, what is this? What kind of magic show is this? Be doing that.
So Hunter gets on a 2-hour flight. 1 hour into the 2-hour flight, he's making demands. He's
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
get on the
This thing, fucking land.
why not?
My stopwatch continued to tick up and is now telling me that
No
I've been on
worries,
this
you too,
plane for
maybe.
more than
Alright, see you,
30
man.
hours.
God
I've
damn.
explored all of coach, tried talking to some of the other passengers.
Yep.
But they've all told me that they're expecting to land in an hour or so. Around 3 hours ago, I tried getting into first class. Made it past the curtain, but was escorted back by 2 Korean flight attendants. The grip of my arms were like iron.
Sir, the seatbelt light sign on. Please remain in your seat.
Hunter's really good at
Fasten.
making the
We'll
voice.
be landing in about an hour.
That would piss me off.
I
so
just
bad,
about-
dude.
I thought, hold on, this is a woman speaking. Are you not going to be kind and respectful to them?
Listen, you're a perfect angel, but you are releasing some kind of demon from me.
Mm.
Please don't make me go there, is what I would say. I say, please do not
Okay.
make me go there.
Don't make me open up the cage.
Nah.
Of the tiger out to play.
I'm unfurling my wings.
The book one.
We'll cast
Let's
over this
go.
plane. You hear me? Not if you hear me.
Hunter gets shot to death by an air marshal.
Freeze!
I just about given up hope when a woman came down the aisle dressed in a business suit. She didn't look at me or slow down, but she dropped a piece of paper onto my tray. She made her way to the bathrooms at the back of the plane. I shot a look around before unrolling it. It said,
Are you stuck too?
I pulled out a pen and wrote.
Yes, it's been 30 hours.
I folded the scrap of paper up and set it on my tray closest to the aisle. She left the bathroom and picked it up as she passed. It's been 20 minutes since then. I don't know why, but I don't think the flight attendants would like it if they knew we were talking. Doesn't matter. I have to do something. I'll update you all with whatever happens next. End of
All right.
part 1.
All right, so that's into part 1. I just want to say this.
I think he's dead, right?
If
This-
a person,
this feels like
this
a
is probably going to be like a purgatory meme or something like that. The
Yeah,
I didn't think of
It's
that.
funny that she's like, ha! It drops like a note. I legitimately thought that with how childish it felt that he was going to be like, yeah, I've been here 30 minutes, and he like makes an airplane out of it. He's like licking the paper, making an airplane, and he like throws it perfectly through first class into the bathroom.
I think so far it's been fine. It hasn't. It's just been like I'm stuck on the flight. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. All right.
I think it feels good so far.
Yep.
I think it is kind of a creepy concept, the idea of being on a plane and it never lands, right? What's
You'd
that
be-
movie about the girl gets on the plane and they convince her son never existed?
Hmm? What?
I don't
No
fucking
idea.
know that. I've never heard of that movie.
I swear this is real.
Jesus.
Sounds
I
interesting.
feel like
It's
that's,
like she
just, I
gets
feel
on
like
the
that's you just gaslighting some random passenger
No.
that was sitting next to you.
No, it's she gets on the plane and like her son disappears like when he goes to the bathroom and she's like, hey, where's my kid? They're like, you never boarded the flight with the kid. And like the whole flight they try to convince her son's not
What?
real. I can't remember how it ends.
Can I pitch
But
something to
like
you?
she's
So gaslighting the movie.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay, just not to interrupt you because I'm sure the movie's awesome, but I had an idea. I had a thought.
okay.
Is it scarier if
Oh,
you're not over
shit.
the ocean,
Boss
you're
fight.
by the airport, right? And every time he's been descending for 30 hours, and they pull back up right as soon as they're getting ready to land. They're right near the ground. He pulls back up, and they have to go back around. It's like a mental torture, right? So he goes back down.
Okay.
And then after a while, the guy's like, "What the fuck is going on? Why are we not landing, sir? It's just an hour. Okay, just give us an hour." They're crying, right? What if it's like when
Right.
when they land, they're like, "Your asshole is going to explode
What?
out from your bottom. Your asshole will prolapse, and you'll have shit out your organs." To the point where there's people on the plane who are like,
All right.
"I don't give a fuck. I want to get off this plane." And other people are like, sir, think of his asshole. The man's going to die. Whatever. And now you have a moral
becomes
conflict.
like a sacrifice thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, he's
it's
sitting there,
like,
he's
well,
just
we
like, I
wanna
don't
leave.
care.
Yeah.
Let my asshole become red cabbage and spill out all onto the floor. My gutty works. He does that.
Right.
Or he's just like, well, hold on. And then he goes, and like people will start revolting. And like one of the passengers comes up to the pilot, and he's just like, you land this fucking plane, or I'll put a bullet in the back of your head. He's like, how'd you get that gun on this plane? God damn it. And he's like, it's 3D printed. I 3D printed it. And he has the back of his head like that.
Well, there goes on these fucking rants.
It would be something, all right.
Or it's just like
I
as
think.
soon as there's a treaty. We live in a world where every time a plane lands, someone on the or how about this? This is even better.
I cannot believe we
Woman in
beat the boss
the
fight.
woman in the fucking zoot suit walking around dropping stuff. She's just like, we can't land. He's like, what? Whatever. And then they keep
Goodbye,
coming up to
man.
him, asking him,
I will react to
"Are
it,
you
don't
ready
worry.
to land in 6 hours? Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Ooh, which
Another
one's
hour
this?
passes. Are you sure you're ready to land in 5 hours, sir? Are you sure? Yeah, that's totally fine. The zoot suit one walks by. Please don't let us land. He's like, what the fuck is happening? 4 hours. Whatever.
Sure.
By like 3 hours comes by. By 3, and he's just like, can I ask why you keep asking me that? She's like, oh well, you're in the seat where as soon as we land, you have to eat a baby. You have to eat this baby on the plane. And he's like, excuse me?
Huh?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
He's like, that woman in the zoot suit back there dressed like Sinbad from 1992. We've taken her baby, we've wrapped her in tinfoil, and they're like, we're getting ready to put them in an air fryer. And you have to eat the whole thing before people can get off. And there's a guy next to me, she's like, dude, seriously, man, I appreciate you taking this one for the team. Try to tell me that's not a good one. I'm not going to eat a baby.
That's not a
What
good
the
one.
fuck? Thank you. They fly back around. Whatever. And now he's like, we're going to run out of gas. The airplane, the captain comes by. Listen, I had to eat a baby 2 years ago and I didn't like it. You just have to do it once. No one will ask you to do it again. If you don't do it, we're going to run out of gas and we're going to crash. We're going to die. You understand me?
Dude,
So
Hunter
this is a
has
metaphor for, like,
yeah.
the healthcare system or something.
It could be. It could be. Or it could just be a thing about people
Dude, Hunter has
just
ADHD.
mandating that you have
I
to eat
guarantee
a
it.
child every time that you land a plane.
That would, you know what? I would say if society did that, that would be bad. I'll agree. Break takes, I
I'm
think.
glad you said it because I wanted to say it too, but I was afraid. But it is wrong.
Right. Okay, so I've been reading about the plot of this movie. I remembered. Okay.
Okay.
Like, I'm so glad I did. All right, so it's a movie called Flight Plan, starring Jodie Foster. And I was wrong about being a son. It's her daughter. So her husband just died in Berlin, and she's flying back to the United States to bury him with her 6-year-old daughter. And then her daughter disappears, and everyone tries to convince her daughter's not real. Okay.
But why?
And then
awesome.
I'm reading through the summary, and it says at one point, she accuses 2 Arab passengers of stalking her daughter the night before, resulting in a fight and her being handcuffed. So she gets handcuffed. She gets convinced somehow in the midst of this that her husband, everyone told her husband killed himself by jumping off a building, but she gets convinced it was a murder. So she goes into the cargo bay and checks his body, and it says she removes, an agent goes down to check his body to find that his body has been rigged with explosives and a detonator.
Of course.
But why?
It's revealed that the killer and the mortuary conspired to hijack the aircraft for a $50 million ransom.
But
and
why?
framed this woman as the hijacker, so they abducted her 6-year-old daughter to coerce her into going along with it, I guess.
I'm going to have to watch Flight Plan almost
So
immediately.
it becomes a terrorist movie.
Jodie Foster becoming a terrorist in this and like somebody gaslighting. It could also be equally as terrifying as if all that's happened. Like imagine a movie where a mom and daughter get on the plane, right? And then all of a sudden, as soon as you sit down, the mom just pretends she doesn't know you. You know what I mean? Sitting there and she's
That'd
just
be
like,
creepy.
I don't know who this is. Mom, stop. Can I be moved? This gross little girl is trying to talk to me during the flight. I am going to watch.
I feel like you
Flight
do
Plan
that
now.
to a daughter anyway. I feel like you do that to your daughter anyway.
No, my daughter
I
is.
skipped.
My daughter's an
I
angel.
skipped ahead to the flight plan. Oh, she is? I thought you weren't telling the internet about her.
I believe it.
Okay. So
Ah,
later on, I'm just skipping ahead in the plot a little bit. At one point, she agrees to hijack the plane, and she's holding the pilot at gunpoint for some reason. And there's a lot of killing. At one point, she detonates
Right.
the explosive.
On the plane while it's flying?
but why?
That's what it looks like. Believing that neither the passengers nor the crew would even notice, Kyle escapes with Julia in the aircraft's non-combustible hold. As Carson shoots at her, she detonates the explosives, killing him and damaging a landing gear. What? And everyone realizes she was telling the truth. What truth? That her daughter exists.
This little girl is my daughter.
Okay. Anyway,
All right, part two.
Yeah, part two. Yeah.
All right, I'm taking
I've been
this.
flying for almost 30 hours, part two. A few hours after the businesswoman picked up her piece of paper with my message, she came back down the aisle and sat in the seat beside me. She bent over, trying to stay low.
So, you're stuck too.
I kept my voice low.
Yeah. My name's Jack, by the way. I'd say nice to meet you, but
She nodded.
I'm Mary. You're wrong. Getting your message was by far the best thing about the past day. I spent the last day and a half thinking I was alone in this.
She paused for a moment, looking up the aisle. When she spoke again, her voice was a whisper.
So, Jack, you have any
Oh,
theories on what
fuck.
the hell's going on?
I considered lying, but decided the truth was for the best.
I think we might be dead.
Ah. They just say it.
Imagine you're in this scenario, and then you ask the one other guy for help, and he's like, "I think we're dead." Okay.
The guy reciprocating the junior high note passing, I think, is going to be very nonchalant about this. Is how
He's
I'm
just gonna
reading
be
it.
like, "I think we're dead.
I think we
dead.
might be dead.
I think we're dead and we're ghost right now." Ooh, we can be ghost girlfriend boyfriend, and you can be ghost together.
Would you like that, Mary?
Do you like that, Mary?
Ghost boyfriend, girlfriend?
Mary shook her head.
Maybe if it were just me or just you. If this was some cosmic train to hell, why would there be two of us who realize what's going on?
Trains can't hold more than one passenger.
Yeah, what a stupid logic.
Trains have one person in them, none else.
No idea. I don't know.
Mary pulled out her phone and handed it to me. It displayed the Wikipedia article for flight MH370. Oh, that's the Malaysian one that disappeared. The airline that disappeared in 2014. Okay, well, yeah. I read through the
Yeah.
article carefully. There were dozens of theories trying to explain what happened. They ranged from hypoxia to suicide to aliens.
Mary, how are you still using a sidekick phone?
Is that what it said?
What?
No, can you imagine this?
No, it's just pulled out her phone. I like the idea
Mary,
that
how are
Jack's
you-
just asking completely unimportant things.
Mary, how are you having an LG chocolate phone from 2007? How is that possible?
Mary, that's so cool, Mary. Thank you for showing me this, Mary.
Doesn't tell us much. Not much other than that this may have happened before. How about you? Any theories as to why anyone else can't see what's going on?
We talked it over and realized one thing we had in common was that we were both fast asleep at 4:03 a.m.
There's no way we were the only ones asleep at that time, though. Maybe everyone else was just napping.
Oh.
I don't know about you, but I was well and truly asleep.
I was zonked out. Seriously.
I was zooted. I was gone.
I hit the Zaza before the flight, and my ass was my goofy eye was totally busted out down the snooze train.
That's so cool, Mary.
Mary, you're
Thank you.
awesome.
You're great, Mary.
She takes out a tech
Hey.
deck. I imagine she has a tech deck out like this entire time while she's talking. She keeps
doing-
dropping on the floor.
she's doing
Ah, damn it.
Kick flips with
Yeah, that's pretty. That's awesome. I've never seen anyone
That's
do.
awesome, Mary.
I've never
Hey,
seen
Mary,
anyone do
is
a
that-
jack
is
melon
that
before.
guy- I saw that male flight attendant. Is he bothering you? Is that guy bothering you, Mary?
She's like, what? And she's like grinding on a one of those those cookies that you get.
The half pipe things. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, she's on the cookie.
Biscoff. She's on the Biscoff cookie. Like.
She's grinding on the Biscoff cookie, singing ska songs to herself. So here I am, doing everything I can.
Da, da, da.
All the time.
Mary, are you singing Superman by Goldfinger? Oh, you know that song? Yeah, you might be the coolest girl I've ever seen.
I would hope the story ends with both of them dying in a plane crash.
Yeah, here I am doing it. Pretending I'm a Superman.
Oh. The cabin lights flicked off and a dozen red emergency lights in the floor flicked on, casting the cabin in a red glow. The intercom crackled to life, saying,
Passengers, please return to your seats. The seatbelt sign is fastened, and we may experience some turbulence. We'll be landing in about an hour.
An hour.
Mary froze.
Should I go back? Maybe they won't notice if you're gone, but maybe they already know and they're just trying to separate us.
Mary nodded.
We should stay together. That's a better idea.
The intercom crackled again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce the arrival of the captain. We'll all be given the opportunity to speak with him. Please remain in your seats
What?
until he calls you. If you need assistance, don't worry. A flight attendant will happily help you on your way.
That's creepy. I like that. The captain's arrived. The idea of someone arriving mid-flight. It's pretty good.
Ooh.
Sounds
Oh
of
my
passengers-
God. Oh my God, did you hear that, Mary? No, sorry, I was messing with this tech deck. What did he say? Nothing, don't worry about it.
They look down the road and it's just Captain America. Like Chris Evans.
Whoa. Mary, get off that mongoose bike with those sick pegs and we should talk about this.
Yeah, he's like really stoked about it. He's like, I love Avengers. That's awesome.
She's like, the only captain I know is Shaun White. She's like a big BMX person or something. Like, you're like, what? She's like, yeah,
She's
pretty much
really
Shaun White and
into
Travis
extreme sports.
Pastrana.
She's wearing all like the old merch, like all the old pants. Ugh. Sounds of passengers getting to their feet echoed from further up in the plane. We sat in silence, trying to get a look through the curtain separating us from first class.
The captain? No idea. It didn't sound like they were talking about a pilot to me. Did they? Nope.
That's when a pungent sulfur smell hit us. So it's the devil. The devil's walking around in first class. That's when a pungent sulfur smell hit us, so strong that I had to resist the urge to gag. It reminded me of the worst rotting eggs I'd ever smelt in my life. But the old woman sitting ahead of us didn't react. She just kept watching a movie on the back of her seat.
Don't cough.
We fought it for a few long seconds before giving in, coughing hard and violently. A second later, the curtain opened. Mary and I froze, staring down the now red fuselage. 4 flight attendants passed through the curtain and made their way down the rows towards us. Grins stretched wide across their faces. They were still crying. This time the tears streaking their face were darker. It's hard to say with the lighting, but it looked like blood. My eyes weren't drawn to them, though. I looked over their shoulders at the figure standing near the front of the plane. It was a black silhouette standing beside the cockpit door. It was at least 8 feet tall, pointing towards us with a single finger. It called us.
The bathrooms!
We ran towards the back of the plane, the flight attendants closing in behind us. Blood dripped from their grinning cheeks onto the carpet of the plane.
The captain is here!
He said in a perfect customer service voice. His grin widened as he moved towards us. We made it to the bathrooms, jumping into opposite sides. I slammed the door shut and locked it, pressing my feet against the folding center part of the door to keep it closed. They began banging on the door and pulling at the handle while I fought to keep it closed.
I'm sorry, but you'll both need to speak with the captain.
One of the flight attendants said. A distinct snapping sound like breaking metal came from her bathroom. She continued to scream as the sounds of struggle migrated up towards the front of the plane, towards the black figure I'd seen. I'd like to say I jumped out and fought them, that I distracted them, or I did something heroic. I didn't. She was carried away, and a few short seconds later, her screaming was cut off. That was a few hours ago, and I'm still locked inside the bathroom. I keep trying not to think of what they've done with her. The thing at the front of the plane didn't seem human. I hope it did. What are you laughing about? I heard you.
Just kind of funny. The thing at the front of the plane didn't seem human. The 8-foot tall black figure wasn't human. Okay.
Those making all the flight attendants
the thing that boarded the flight mid 30-hour flight in air. Yeah, that's weird. Okay.
I hope it didn't kill her. Not after she was shouting for my help like that. I couldn't take that. Oh, what's so funny? Go ahead.
Oh, I just like, jeez, I hope she's not dead. Her screaming like that and me standing in this bathroom shitting my pants. I'd be a real bummer. I'd feel real bummed about that.
Yeah, it is funny. He's like, man, if she's dead, I'm going to be sad. That'll be bad for me if she died like that. I haven't heard any movement outside in a few hours, but I'm terrified to open the door. I'm far from the seat outlet, so my phone's almost dead and I haven't eaten in way too long. If I go out there, will flight attendants remember? What if that thing is still waiting for people? I don't have much time to make a decision, but I'll update you all here with what happens next. End of part 2.
I think this story so far needs more meat on its bones. Things are happening too quickly.
True.
Like the whole idea of having a line that says, of a character saying, "Don't cough," and then the next line is, "We tried to hold it in, but we coughed." It seems a bit.
Yeah, it's like you can just go to the other part.
Also wanted more time with having the flight attendants, being like, we've had them be, creepy and they're smiling and crying and stuff. I like that. I like the hook of the flight attendants won't stop crying and stuff. But I want more. We're on the last part 3.
Yeah. I want to have a bit more going on. I feel like stuff happens really quickly. Like this girl's here, then she dies. But it's also just, it's a really short story. Maybe they just want to write a really short story, get like the main horror element across rather than a lot of the fluff to it. More kind of like a Goosebumps thing, like a super short little, here's what happened. Yeah. So I can't fault that. I think it's a good premise. I think you could do more with it. Part 3. After another dozen hours or so. Dozen hours?
Jesus Christ.
He's been on this plane for like 50 hours. I just want to say that.
Yes, yeah. Several days at this point. At what point are you like, you know what? Take me.
Just fucking take. Yeah, exactly. I would rather die. What am I going to do? Live on a plane forever? Fuck this.
Yeah, I'll live back here and hide in this bathroom. That'll be a good way to not die, because I guess you can't die if you're already dead. What do you do, Hunter? You're sitting back there and you look and there's flight attendants and there's the devil in a black robe at the front of the plane.
I'd probably say I goofed. I fucked up.
You just
what I do?
You're just like, oh, me? What, this guy?
I flew to Japan, and that was like a 13-hour flight. Mm-hmm. The thought of being on an airplane for 37 more hours. Like I would just open the latch and I would jump. That's what also, what am I gonna, am I gonna hide? Do you think you're hiding on a plane? There's you're in the back bathroom. You're not hiding from anything. Like the whole idea
bust down the door.
The whole idea of the guy being like, would they remember me? Yeah, they probably fucking would. They've seen you here for 50 hours.
They know where the bathroom is.
Yeah, exactly. The woman screamed your name as they pulled her through to give her to the devil. I wonder if they remember that I'm here. Yeah. Am I wrong? I don't know.
No, I mean, yeah. There's not really. I don't know what else he can do in the situation though, other than die or just stay there.
Right, die.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. The lights in the cabin were back to normal and I couldn't smell any sulfur. I cautiously made my way back to my seat and almost cried when the grinning, crying flight attendant came by offering a meal. Crappy airline food was the most delicious thing I'd ever eaten. When I'd finished, my mind immediately turned to Mary. What had happened to her? He waited till he got done eating to think about her.
He'd have his in-flight meal. Oh, fuck, wait. What happened?
Oh, that girl that died. That girl that's dead. Right. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I crept down the aisle towards first class, trying to keep a low profile. It's an aisle. It's a plane aisle. You can only be so low profile. Surprisingly, the flight attendants were nowhere to be seen. They'd almost seemed to ignore me, almost as if they wanted me to find her. She had a row to herself and was staring down at her phone in the window seat. I slid into the aisle and shook her arm.
Mary.
She pulled out her headphones and stared at me with a surprised expression.
Yeah? What's going on? Are you okay? What did that thing do to you? What did they do to you? I'm sorry. Remind me how I know you? What do you mean? We just...
I realized with sinking horror that she had no idea who I was. Fought back tears.
Mary, how long have you been on this flight?
She checked the watch on her wrist.
Well, it's 4:03 a.m., so a few hours at least.
She stared at me the same way you'd look at a person claiming they were the second coming of Christ. Her tone was low and reassuring.
Hey,
What
don't
the
worry
fuck?
too much. Look on the bright side. We'll be landing in about an hour.
I felt an iron grip on my arm and looked up to see 2 flight attendants.
Sir, this area is for first-class passengers only.
They were still crying and grinning, but just with tears this time. I could still see streaks of blood staining the front of their uniforms, though. I was escorted back to my seat where I spent the next several days. Attendants continued to stop by with food. I would use the bathroom and soon was going absolute crazy with the monotony. In retrospect, those few days weren't so bad. There's a lot of content on the internet after all, even with the crappy plane Wi-Fi. No, it didn't get really bad until around 10 days later when the Wi-Fi failed. I like how the Wi-Fi failing is him like, all right, it's time
I'm
to
in
die.
hell.
It's time for this to be over. No Wi-Fi, kill me with a gun.
I went to die.
Yeah, same.
It was sometime a week later. Dude, a week? This
God,
guy's
dude.
been on here for like
Jesus
2 weeks at this
Christ.
point.
Well, imagine sitting in the same position. I mean, that's torture. It's fucking torture.
Yeah. It was sometime a week later that I lost control and began screaming for a flight attendant. It took him that long. That is longer than it would take you to break.
Me?
They
For
didn't come
sure.
for several minutes, but eventually one did.
Just let me see the captain.
The flight attendant bent low and spoke with the same customer service voice.
I'm sorry, sir. The captain has made his decision regarding you quite clear. You didn't answer his call and will, therefore, wait. How long? Quite a while, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though, sir. We'll be landing in about an hour.
She straightened and walked away. That's funny. It's like the devil was up there like, oh, I just need to punch your ticket so you can, like, you know, not go to hell.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes
But,
it seem
you
like
know, this time,
let her
this
leave,
guy-
you know?
That's what he gets. That's what he gets for not walking up. He has to be in plain time prison forever.
Let me out!
Nope, sorry, sir.
Sorry,
Go back
sir.
in the back in the fuselage. I started making notches on various parts of the seat back to keep track of different things. One notch for each time I used the bathroom, one for each meal, one for every time I watched a given movie, that sort of thing. It was hell. I watched every movie in the seat back a dozen times over. If I ever acted out badly enough, I would be escorted back to my seat by one or more flight attendants. Any attempt at conversation with other passengers was met with confusion by them, followed by a quick escort back to my seat. I'd guess it was on or around day 30 that, oh my gosh. You know, okay, so this is actually cooler. Like, I like the idea of the horror isn't, oh, there's something creepy in the plane. It's like he's in here forever. Like, he's stuck in the same plane over and over. That's cool. I guess it was around day 30 that, in a moment of panic and psychosis, I broke my laptop and phone, screaming at the top of my lungs. No one around me reacted in any way. 2 months later, I stunk. Muscles in my legs were tight and cramped constantly. I finally concluded that suicide was my only option.
Oh,
after
God.
128th rewatch of Thor Ragnarok. Actually, it's a pretty good solution. to come to,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
same.
Pretty much, I think. It's funny because I made the Captain
That movie
America joke
sucks.
earlier, and he's-
Yeah, unintentional bear trap. That's always fun to have.
yeah. I got to my feet and limped towards the emergency. Oh wait, I have a soundboard now with this new setup.
Oh, good. Let me see. Give me one.
Hold on, let me hit.
This is becoming very professional.
I don't know. I don't think you can hear it because it's just in OBS. But I've got like the trombone. That's pretty good, right? I'm sure it sounds good to them. I've got an air horn. Hope you like that. It's still going. What else I got? I got crickets. I got applause. This is great because I can hit you with these without you knowing it. I've got chimes. Oh, I've got a rim shot. Yeah, there we go. Excellent. So, a monster? What's that sound like?
Oh, is this make my voice sound like a monster? Oh.
Without this one, I sound like a small robot.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
I can pitch my voice up, whatever that means. Does this sound good, everyone?
Just play.
To think this is
Attention gamers.
Yeah, that's me.
Gamers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
me.
that was a good sidestep in the middle of the episode for no reason. What were you about to say? You think what?
Oh, nothing.
I got to my feet and limped towards the emergency exit. I knew normally the pressure inside the airplane forced the doors closed, but I figured that nothing about my situation was normal. If this didn't work, I'd find some other, more painful way to go. Grabbed at the handle and swung it up. To my shock, the door opened easily, though no wind of any kind whipped around the cabin. Remained the standard, slightly too cold temperature that it had been for the past who knew how long. Yeah, Hunter, realistically, you should kill yourself after 2 days, right?
Oh yeah.
That's what
I
it's
mean,
like.
if you
I'm
think
supposed to
about
jump
it,
out. That's what I
The
need to do.
back pain
He
alone.
has the
I
mental
would kill
fortitude
myself.
of like, I mean, I trained I mean, like, really think about being on a plane for. I mean, 2 days is probably I mean,
Insane.
like, it's a long
Nah.
time, but I think honestly,
that's
around a
insane.
week,
Of
you
everyone,
would buckle.
of the crying flight attendants, and no one's like acting like it's weird, and they keep saying an hour. I
Yeah,
feel like you
nah.
would think something was going on, right?
Well, it would just be so comfortable. It would be so uncomfortable. That's why I'm like I think your muscles would start fucking up way before 2
Woo!
months. Like I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
your legs would probably get all locked up and shit.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. I feel like I'd kill myself a lot sooner.
Oh,
Oh,
me,
for sure.
I mean, I would immediately. I'm just saying for
Yeah.
I think people could probably handle it
Yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah, we've established you would halfway through the pre-designated flight time.
Yeah, I would already be diving for that fucking door.
I'd have to be holding you back in the aisle.
Exactly. They're like, no, sir, no, and I'm like, get on me. That's what I'd be doing the whole time.
Let me go. Let me go to God. The open door called to me, a black portal out of the plane. I stared at it for a long moment, almost too long. An attendant's hand grabbed my shoulder, pulling me away.
Ooh.
A fit of anger and strength that surprised me, I wrenched away and jumped out of the plane. The wind whipping past my face, almost magical, a new sensation after so many months of the same. The ocean below me grew closer, larger,
Okay.
and I realized that suddenly I didn't want to die after all. Great time. It grew larger and larger and larger until it seemed that all I could see was darkness and waves. I impacted the surface of the water so fast and hard that my entire body jerked around in the seat. Pulled my hand back, sucking at my
God damn
bruised
it.
knuckle. I'd hit
There
it on the
we
seat in
go.
front of me.
No,
I whispered, then shouted.
no, 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 no.
A flight attendant ran down the aisle, kneeling beside me.
Are you okay, sir?
I clenched my hands into fist, almost swinging at her. But then I realized she wasn't grinning. She wasn't crying. To be honest, she looked a little scared of me. I reached my right hand down to my pocket where I could feel my now unbroken phone. 4:04 a.m.
Sir, if you can calm down, we'll be landing in about an hour.
My mouth tasted like ash.
Thank you. I will.
I stared unblinking at my phone.
Like an hour
Now
again.
displayed 4:05 a.m. Then I looked out my window and began to cry at the sight of city lights below me. We did land in about an hour. Can't even begin to explain why or how, but I'm currently sitting in an airport cafe typing this out. I'm free. I'm out.
Oh,
and
he
I'm
got
never
free.
going flying again.
Honestly, same.
Well, there's an edit at the end that says, I sure hope the bartender here at the airport just has a naturally wide grin. But that was an edit, so it doesn't count. So the end.
Well,
someone said 30 hours, Kanye reference? That's the top line. They say this never saw this coming. Well, you're not alone. Like, thank you. That's a good takeaway.
That's the story.
What, you're not a fan?
Oh
Not your
shit.
favorite.
You know, I guess I'll say this. I guess I'll say that the idea is interesting, although I don't know. I mean, the plain purgatory thing, and then also, there's just a bunch of
Oh, no.
snooty little complaints I have. I feel like maybe aren't even beneficial, but as always with a lot of these things that are just they go by so quick, is that you just need a bit more time with the characters. Like I don't really think I even give a fuck about the main character or Mary or anything. Like there's nothing that really grounded me to them to maybe like I could be sympathetic to a situation of like, yeah, being on this plane would suck, but like really being invested into the character, is such an important part of writing and storytelling that like Yeah, you can have the creepy, weird, like smiling attendants, but like I just wish there was more of everything. Also, everything was just kind of like I don't know. It's just it seems like this story
Fuck.
seems like it was kind of just more of an
Fuck.
afterthought. Like it just seemed like somebody who was just like, I'm gonna
I
write
was
this in my
so
free time.
focused on the
Like,
book,
or on my break,
trying
my
to
lunch
level
break.
it up.
I'm gonna write on my lunch break.
I feel, which is fine. I mean, why not, right? I've posted stuff like that before. I feel like the time should have been spent on the several months rather than the months coming at the end of the third part. I think that was more interesting. I think it's a cool concept. It seems to me the idea at the end is like you've got to escape. You have to like want to be out. So him jumping out of the plane's kind of like him saying he's leaving. You could interpret it as the whole "it's all just a dream" thing, but it sounds more so to me like he was in a test of sorts that the captain put up, or the devil, or whatever. So it had little touches. I wish there was more. I wish there was more time spent. Like my favorite parts of the story were like, oh, I started writing scratches on the back of the seat to see how long I'd been there. That's cool to me. The idea of like a seat in an aisle becoming a sort of purgatory or like a prison cell that you're keeping tally marks of stuff inside of. I wanted more of that. So it certainly has potential. I like the concept more than anything, I think. And this was one of the author's first stories, and he has a ton. So I'd be interested in seeing what else.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
like,
If
more
it's their
recent stuff
first
they did at
story, it
some
makes
point, but
sense.
seemed pretty prolific.
I didn't
on
like
No
the
Sleep.
lack of
There's meat there.
resolutions
I'd like
either.
to see it expanded on somewhat, but
Didn't
I thought it was
explain
fun. I thought
anything.
it was a fun read. Not
think
everything has to be
having,
super long and stuff. It's just
No, I
just
don't
a
think
fun little bite-sized war
I'm not
piece.
I'm not advocating for things to be long. I just think like, I think just like giving more time of like, what are we trying to accomplish with this section and stuff. Like I think like the idea of being stuck on even a 12-hour flight is long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to like 30 hours is insane. That's like a very insane thing. I think if I had to parallel it with any other story, it's I'm at the Glenmont Metro shoot.
I
meet,
did a
whatever.
19-hour
I
flight
don't think that story was the
That's what
longest.
I was
To get
thinking
to-
of.
to
I was
here.
thinking that one.
I don't think that
That was
is the
insanely old.
longest story, but I think it has enough meat on its bones that it is like when you first get into it, it feels like like the first waves feel like eternity until after a while when the person telling the story has been around it so long that like eons are passing. You know, like to the reader, it's as simple as that because we've already built up this thing to where now it's like, you know, months are meaningless because I've been here eons. So it's like it's time moves relatively fast the longer in the story that it appears to go. But I think like building that up more and building, I think like, and this is all obviously hindsight, whatever.
Sure.
You know, it is what it is. I'm just saying for the thought of discussion and stuff like that, you know, if you have a character doing this, like establishing, I think like maybe establishing a bit of the rules and then also just the kind of general chaotic nature of this. I mean, like a guy not freaking out and stuff is crazy, whatever. Like him just kind of being like, oh, okay. And like the people come over and all they really say is like, sir, you're gonna have to calm down. Like after a while, he'd probably say, go fuck yourself or something. And then like,
That would be me like 2 hours into this shit.
That way, you know what I mean? But also just having it be a thing if I jumped out the window or I jumped out the door and now my plane's landing, that didn't feel
that'd be
very
funny.
satisfying or earned to me or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it did kind of hurry up real quick. It'd be cool if there was like hints he got at it. Like maybe he saw someone else wordlessly do it thinking they killed themselves, but then at the end he realizes they made it off. Maybe there's a couple other people who also seem to be in the same state of purgatory. Maybe one of them gets like, one of them just disappears, one of them jumps out of the plane. Like, again, it's more. I think there were good pieces, but more would help it in certain ways. But for what it was fun. It was just a little like plain purgatory story, right?
Did you have fun, Isaiah?
Yeah,
I had fun. I had fun talking about Flight Plan.
Flight Plan's pretty good. Flight Plan's pretty funny. So I looked at the end of it, and apparently she becomes like some.
No,
hero.
don't tell me. I want to watch it. Don't tell me. I want to watch it.
Okay.
I want to watch
Have fun
it.
with Flight Plan.
And I think just playing around more with like what's going on outside. We only see outside once. It's the ocean. You know what I mean, or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is just
that would have
been
been fun.
Dark ocean or whatever, but. I don't know. Fucking pull out some Twilight Zone shit. Is like, do you see the captain on the wing? Like, how crazy would it be if,
Oh,
they're
that
just
would
like,
have been
oh my God, I
amazing.
think I see somebody. Oh, that's the captain. What?
Isn't there an old Twilight episode where the
Yes.
premise is
Yeah, it's William Shatner. There's something on the plane. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
It's like
classic.
the best,
I
right?
love that.
That's like the best fucking Twilight Zone episode ever.
Not the
how does
best
it
one,
end?
but it's pretty good.
So he gets off the. So this is such a good.
It's a
fucking-
cookbook. That's
first
the
off,
best episode.
I just want to be an advocate. I'm going to use the end of this episode to talk about this. If no one's seen the Twilight Zone episode from the '60s, it is so good. It's still so good. My God! But the
All time,
William
all
Shatner
time.
episode, the William Shatner episode is probably the most popular, but it's awesome. It makes no sense. It's so stupid. It's like him being like, it's a guy who's afraid of flying, and he's like had like a mental breakdown, and then now he is okay. His mental hospital doctor says it's okay that he can go home, right? So to conquer his fear and to like test it out, he is going to fly home, and he's like kind of being sporadic, and people know that on the flight that, hey, this is a guy that is having like, he's kind of a mentally unwell man, right? So then while he's flying, there's this fucking like hairy goblin on the wing. I'm like on this wing, and he's like, oh my God, and he's like freaking out. The fucking the guy is like hacking at the wing, and he's freaking out, and he takes out a gun, and he's getting ready to do this stuff, like all this different shit, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna whatever, but it ends with everyone's like, oh, he's crazy again, right? Oh, he didn't make it. He fucking pulled out a gun, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But then the camera pans out, and then you see that the wing is all fucked up. That he was actually telling the truth. The monster was real. It's awesome. It's really good.
So the whole premise is he sees a monster on the wing.
Yeah.
And he tries to stop it, and then it's like, oh, he's crazy. But then there was actually a monster on the wing. So they all die.
No. They
plane
land the plane. They land the plane, and the reason that's so good is because you are also questioning, is William Shatner fucking insane? Right? So them landing the plane, you're also just kind of like, oh yeah, I guess he was a nut, until it pulls out, and then you see the things all fucked up, and it's like, oh no. He was telling and also the Twilight Zone movie from the 80s or whatever, it sucks. Don't fucking watch that. Just watch the 60s version of the show. So good. Love it so much. But anyways, the whole point of that though is there's a clear, I think just establishing a clear motive of what is going on. Use the story in the context of the environment. It can be a purgatory plane and stuff, but is there something that relates to with the character? Your themes need to always be revolving around your character and stuff like that. I say always, but I just mean generally it's a good idea to have it be something that your character is a driving force to all the things that are happening and everything. And there could be outside evil forces that are coming in and doing stuff, but I think the entire motivation should be based around your main character or that kind of thing. At least that, like I said, in a basic matter. I'm sure there's other works that do it good, but yeah. So all in all, it's a fun idea, but I enjoyed talking about flight plan. I enjoyed even just riffing on what I would do with the flight attendants and how I would be a brave man and a white knight myself. And also
as you are in real life.
And just the idea of a plane coming down and it just keeps raising back up, and the kind of like fucking mental torture that would be. Or even the baby eating thing. Out of those, did you like the baby eating thing, or did you like the ass being blown out thing more?
I think the baby eating thing it's a more, because it's a different one to be like, I'm going to die. But it's like, oh, I've got to kill someone. I've got to kill someone that probably doesn't know what life is yet. I have to take a life before it's had a chance to live. Like,
actually, that's probably
pretty good. I like that.
That's probably even a better thing is, what if you had to eat someone's spouse? You had to eat a wife's husband. So he's like a fully conscious man who's like, in the middle. Like, my wife's pregnant.
Just a guy?
Yeah.
Just a guy?
Yeah, because a baby doesn't know what's going on. I mean, it's sad.
Right. But I like how you phrase eating a man as a wife's spouse.
Well, I meant as a spouse, and I was like, I wanted to specify that it was the husband. My thoughts were not arranged there correctly, but
also known as a wife's spouse.
Is that not correct? A husband?
It's a complicated way to say husband, but yeah.
Like I said, my thoughts weren't collected there. But I will say, if you had to eat a full man, like not even just part of him, you had to eat him bones and all. And the flight attendants, they can be crying and shit, and they put like apple butter over it, and it makes the bones soft. He's even like, I didn't think I'd be able to eat through the bones, but I was able to dig through because they put something on it and it made it all soft and squishy like Jello. right?
Right. Sure. Okay. Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. Yeah.
I'm just all right. You know what? Never mind then. Never mind. Thank you
Let's go
guys
with
so
this
much
one.
for watching this show.
Our most recent comment on the Patreon is someone commented and said, "I just want to get pig roasted by you two, man." Oh, sorry, am I oversharing now? Is that too much?
No, I would love a comment that just says something like, you know, this is a fun read, guys. Appreciate your time.
I don't think we get those.
Instead, we get the pig roast comments.
I don't think that's our kind of channel, Hunter. I don't think.
Actually, if
that's the audience
anything,
we've
I want people to have in the comments. I want you to say, did you like the baby eat the butthole idea or eating another human being? Because I'm curious.
The top comment on our last episode is, "Bro turned 18 and became a state mandated bottom." That's the audience we've cultivated. That's the kind of people we put together. Also, by the way, from the last episode, Turk, the YouTuber Turk we mentioned, he posted a few hours ago on his YouTube and just said, "Who is Turk Brownie?" So I'm glad that all of you immediately sprinted over there.
Everyone who left love on Turk's channel. That's
a
amazing.
guy that hasn't posted a YouTube video in a year, and then he logs in to see. He's just kidding. Just so much stuff. And then you people commented on that after he mentioned that. Let's see. Anyways, the 17th subject in the Fleshgate Revival Project was a success as he turned to life somewhere in the facility after we administered lethal shocks to his body. And then someone referred to the story as the crash out that resulted from this yaoi fanfic was beautiful.
What is yaoi? What does that mean?
Oh no. Do you want to know?
Thank you all so much for watching this episode.
You don't want to know, Hunter.
Thank you so much to my my co-host here.
There's no way he doesn't know. Come on.
Be sure to show the author Worcester Street some love. We'll have their stuff linked in the description. They've wrote
Ain't no way
stuff.
Hunter
Be sure to
doesn't
check it
know.
out. I appreciate the audio listeners and Patreon as always. You guys mean a lot, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye. Guys.
Oh, was that the end?
You have to say the snarky comment at the end.
Oh shit.
All right, well, sure, whatever. Okay.
Dang. All right. Let's put another one then. Sure. I haven't seen this one, so why not?
Welcome back to Creepcast. Welcome, my friends, to 2026. Isaiah, tell us what we're reading today, and I'm gonna start the year off very strong.
Oh, was that a new?
Strong.
Oh, that was New
For them,
Year's.
it's already
Hell
been
yeah.
2026. There's been like two
Just
or
one
three episodes
compilation.
uploaded before this one.
But this is the first actual recording.
Aren't they getting Marble Hornets 3 before this?
Yes, but that's Creep TV. That's a completely different property that we don't own. So
I think we do own that.
We don't
There's
own
like
that.
2 other recordings we've done before it too. I don't think you know what you're talking about. Anyway,
this
go
is
ahead.
the first one, and I want to start off the year extremely strong, and that's why I want to say I'm gonna throw a curveball out there, and I'm gonna take a risk because that's what good men do. And I'm gonna say this is gonna be the scariest fucking story that we've ever read.
I hope so. Oh, I hope so.
Okay.
Would you describe yourself as a good man?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Honestly, yeah.
Isaiah, it's open to interpretation.
Both of you.
It's
Yes.
telling.
I'll tell you what. Today we're gonna be reading a story. And viewers, this is mostly whoever, if you're watching this
Ooh.
podcast on YouTube right now or on Spotify or something, please close your eyes for this section. Audio listeners, do what you do best and just listen. We're reading a story today, and I really want you to think about this. It's called Turn It Off. All right?
All right.
Turn it off. Isaiah, hit him with the author information.
I don't like this
No. Just hold on.
ASMR voice that you're giving.
This is my natural voice. This is just how I talk. So why don't you tell him about the author? Yeah.
So the author is called Polam Chill.
Chill,
He has
Oh, god damn
only
it.
don't do that. He's only posted this story to the Creepypasta Wiki in 2016, and as far as I can tell, nothing else. And no one, like, I'm looking for more information about him. Not seeing any. Is this a link to a Twitter?
I fucking
No.
love. You know what I love about these kind of authors, dude? These are what I like to call
What?
the Babe Ruths. All right, this motherfucker took his bat, he pointed it at center field, and hit a home run, and then he's just like, "I'm good." You know, I this is gonna be a fucking scary story.
Ooh,
Like, I hope you realize
that was
this
close.
is going to be- this is going
Oh,
to
that was
scare you.
close.
You're gonna be
Literally
afraid.
The one hits are either incredible
1 HP. That's
or
crazy.
abysmal.
Well, my
most of the
boy,
time.
Mr. Chill, fucking dropped this log 10 years ago, and he said,
Drop this log.
"Yeah, he dropped this fucking log in the bowl. It's not a, and you would think, oh, is that a turd in there? And it was absolute fucking gold because that's what he was shitting. Okay,
Well, that's one way to say
I'm
it.
excited.
Like that. Okay. Well, anyway, Polam Chill has written this Nothing Else in 2016, but this story seems very highly beloved online. I hear a lot of people talk about it. I see people make fan art for it, which you see out a lot of the recurring characters in stories, but not the one-off. So I'm interested in what all the hype's about, so to speak. I've never read this one before, but I've heard of it before.
As our first recording of 2026, we're back. We're recording now. I want us to do something for we need to make some rules for this year. I think it's a new year. We should have some new rules. And I think one would be at the beginning of the episode, because a lot of these, we're getting into territories now where even Isaiah has not read the stories, right? We have
covered
almost all
multiple
of them.
stories that I have not read before.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that before it was like, oh, I've read this one or I've heard about it, like blah, blah, blah. I'm saying now you're getting
I just said I've heard about this one.
yeah, but you didn't really know much about it. Just fucking let me talk for a second. How does that sound? Can I do that? Can I breathe? Can I breathe?
I don't have a choice. I don't have any other choice. Go ahead.
I want us to do a thing where starting right now until the end of the year, we can
Ooh,
change.
that was
This is
close.
a yearly thing. We don't have to do it forever. But we're going to guess what the story is about based off the title alone. And we guess. And whoever's the most right at the end, you get a point. And at the end of the year, we'll tally it up and we'll see who wins. Try to tell me that isn't fun.
Sure.
Come on, Isaiah. It is fun.
No, we'll have the editors and the fans, the editors. We will have ways. We don't have to worry about it. All right. The scores. I don't want to fucking think about it until the end of the year when it's presented to me because I will forget. But I have to keep this alive. I have to keep these rules alive. And I already have a kind of an idea of what I think this is going to be about, which I think will be scary. But I'm curious to hear what do you think?
What a
this is gonna be
stupid way
about
to die.
Off of a title called "Turn It Off."
Okay, why don't you go first since this is your game?
I just told you I wanted to hear yours first.
I want to hear yours first.
That's not.
I feel like whatever I say, you're just going to piggyback that.
I'm not
and
going to
that will be your
piggyback off your
interpretation.
fucking idea, dude. I presented you this question. What off the hip? What are you thinking this is going to be about?
I think this is going to be about two kids, like teenage age, in the woods, who discover something strange while they're out camping.
You know what I like about your answer is that you did nothing to solidify the mean. Like this turn, they're turning nothing off.
Correct.
In your thing.
They could think
Mine.
turn it off. Turn it off could be a flashlight or like something they're holding in their hand. They have to turn off so nothing sees them.
Mine, I'm thinking it's going to be more literal. I think that they found, and I don't know if this is real or not, right? This is me shooting a 3. This is me shooting for the first points of the year. I think that they're going to find some mysterious tape, and it's going to be children are going to find mysterious tape, and it's going to be
not again.
one of the people. If they're not related, it's like one of the parents or whatever, and it's like
Boraska?
it's like their dad like there's someone, not a sexual tape, mind you, right? Because I know
Okay.
you think I'm going there.
Yeah.
I do think it is something where it is like a dad massaging, like what would be something weird that you can massage that's not sexual? Because it massages.
What are you talking about?
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm saying that they're gonna find something where the dad is rubbing something down. It's not sexual, so get that out of your brain. Like a ham, like he's rubbing a ham,
What?
and they.
What the hell are you on?
They watch it, and the guy's like, "Turn it off." That's my
your
my
prediction
guess.
for this story is that 2 kids are going to find a video of their dad rubbing a ham.
You try to tell me, and I want you to be I want you to be completely honest, because I understand that you like to bully me, and that's becoming your your
I like
shtick.
to bully you.
Yes,
that's what you think the dynamic of the show is.
That is
Okay.
that is the dynamic of the show. You put me down, and I have to fucking scrape my knees and get back up.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's what
sure.
it is.
So you try to tell me right now that if you're like, oh, let's play this tape. You play the tape. It's your dad, candlelit room. He has a massage table. It's like your dad practicing.
You keep changing.
Okay,
it.
Jeffrey.
Is he rubbing a ham or is he like massaging a ham?
It has not changed yet. I'm saying that he's still massaging the ham. I'm giving more details, which would be the dad. It's like, think of like a massage room, candles, some of the, like the music.
Oh no.
Remember like an ocean sound? The dad is intensely digging into this ham, like a full Christmas ham on the table. And try to tell me like actually finding that tape. I mean, at first you'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But if it kept popping up, that would be a little fucking freaky, if I'm being honest. I could be completely wrong, but and I'm not saying it's the most creative. This is just my first thing. So we'll see. And we'll see who's closest. I don't know.
Are you done with your warm up?
The what?
Oh no.
Are you done getting into character and everything?
I'm sorry, Isaiah. Am I disappointing you with my performance of me trying to conversate with you on a podcast?
So before every episode, Hunter's like, "Hey, can you give me a minute here?" And I'm like, "Sure, buddy, whatever." And he's like, "Yeah, I just want to try something out at the beginning, okay? I've been thinking about a skit for the Chalice episode, and we're gonna see how it goes." And I'm like, "Yeah, man, sure, go ahead." And I regret it every time. I don't know why I let him do it.
Okay, hurtful. I'm just trying to bring a little bit of light into this crazy dark world of internet horror stories. So I apologize. And I won't do it anymore.
There you go.
I won't do it anymore.
Nice.
And you've already, and for our Creepcast listeners, this is mom and dad fighting immediately at the beginning of the year. So congratulations, Isaiah. You're splitting the family apart. Thank you for that.
You know what? You're welcome. I don't care anymore. I can't do this. I can't.
Hey, audio listeners.
Last year for our first story of the year, it was my best friend tried to ruin my life. So what's that tell you?
Thank you for listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast. And for all of our YouTube viewers as well, thank you for sticking with us on the third and possibly final year of this show, depending on how Isaiah wants to keep ruining this friendship of ours. Because I am a beacon of support to him.
Sure.
A lot of people say I'm the kind one. I'm the one who lifts him up, that kind of stuff. And to be met with this constantly is like that of a single, like a single mom.
50 minutes ago, you texted me and said, "Almost ready, Daddy."
Oh fuck no.
All right, well, Pookie needs to get stuff too sometimes, dude.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What, man?
Okay.
If you're coming at me and you're airing my dirty laundry, then let's just fucking lay it out as it is.
Between the ham talk and the massage and everything else, you're beating around the bush.
Dude,
You've been a little steamy already, but there's no need to.
There ain't no beating around the bush. I am in the bush.
Okay.
I am the bush.
Okay. All right. Turn it off by Paul and Chill.
All right, Hunter is in the bush.
To all of our audio
I
listeners,
guess.
thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. We love you guys a lot. Appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving us. Got a lot of cool new projects on the way that we'll be announcing very soon, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys. Is that it? Anything else we need to add, Hunter?
Do you think that this is going to be a scary story? You didn't really. I'm thinking this is going to be a scary one. Do you think this is actually going to be scary?
I think it'll be creepy.
I'm trying to go into this year, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I am raising the bar of excitement. I am too negative too quickly, and that's my New Year's resolution. Is I'm going to be more positive, and I'm gonna try to enjoy these stories more, and I'm gonna get into it. You know what I mean? I'm making that fucking promise right now. It's because I saw the ending of Stranger Things, and it's turned me for the better.
I never got into this show, so
no, it didn't do very well.
I feel like there's some sarcasm there, but whatever.
Oh yeah,
man.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Turn it off.
all right.
I rested my arms behind my head, skim reading the credits of a movie I just watched. After seeing them through about halfway, I lifted myself from the sofa and walked to the kitchen, stretching my arms out above me. I opened the fridge door and found a full carton of juice, so I sat down on the kitchen counter by the window, cracked open the lid, took several long, noisy gulps. When I couldn't drink anymore, I gasped to let in new air and wiped my mouth on the back of my hand.
Jesus.
All right.
God. Okay, first, I'm not going to immediately be negative, but I will say this is some David King energy of who the fuck reads halfway through the movie credits? Can I just see it? Who's like, key grip, okay, Brian. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, that's great. Who the fuck is doing that?
Movie buffs.
To immediately go to the fridge and slam down Sunny D and be like, because you're drinking so much.
Look,
God.
we're 3 sentences in. You know, maybe.
I know.
We'll
I'm just saying. It caught me. Sorry.
Okay.
That's like some little kid energy, though, isn't it?
that is like a 4-year-old thing to do, where they grab drinks and they're like, like while they're drinking, they're afraid they'll never be able to breathe again.
The death has never tasted so good.
All right. My evenings were uneventful around this time in summer. It was 9:15 on a Saturday in July. School was out for the holidays. My parents had gone to visit my aunt and uncle who lived by the coast. They would still be gone for 2 more weeks.
What?
They left a child for like 3 weeks.
Okay, so I think that this is no. I think that this is going to be like a high schooler, and I like how he's like that. My evenings are uneventful. It's a Saturday during it is a Saturday during summer break, and your parents are not home. I mean, they are saying that this is a fucking loser. Can we at least say that?
I think that's the idea. I think the idea is he doesn't have friends. He's not like partying, hanging out. Yeah.
Turn it off.
Yeah, just like me for real.
I declined the invitation to join them. I didn't dislike the place or my relatives, but we usually stayed there so long that I'd miss out on most of summer break, and I'd truthfully rather spend it with my friends in town. I was a good kid who knew how to wash clothes and use an oven, generally not an idiot, so they let me stay at the house so long as I kept it clean. As I sat, looking out into the garden to check for anything scary in the dark, it was empty and black. I kind of wished we had a pet. A dog or a cat would be nice about now, but their hair always made me sneeze and my eyes go red and itchy. With that in mind, my dad said no, even though I wouldn't mind it. At 9:22 p.m., I put the rest of the juice carton back in the fridge door and went back over to the window. Hoisting myself onto the counter again, I glanced out to the garden and identified the shadows one by one to make sure everything was in its place. Bushes were their usual shape. 2 small trees stood together by the back fence, and a metal table with 4 chairs set casually on the patio.
They have not said how old this person, this child is, right?
Right.
Okay.
No idea.
The hoisting up on the counter did make it seem
it's jumping between 19 or 8.
That's
true.
That's the brilliance of Chills. That's what I love.
If I had to guess, this kid's 13.
I think that's fair. is a healthy split between the two.
Yeah, I think it's 13.
He's a very short. Are we saying he's
short
like a
13-year-old.
like a dwarf?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know about that.
like a 13-year-old dwarf.
Okay. I like to check these things, which is largely why I wasn't scared of the dark. I'd always get up to investigate small noises in the night, and I hated sleeping with my face to the wall. If someone was in my room at night, I'd rather know about it, so at least there was the faintest chance of getting away somehow. This meant that my worries were quickly put to rest, as I either found nothing downstairs but the radiator popping with the heat, or opened my eyes to see an empty bedroom. Not knowing what could be making the odd noises coming from the kitchen, or on the stairs, or in my room is what makes my skin creep. At 9:30 p.m., I got down from the counter and wandered back into the living room to turn off the TV. I decided to take the rest of the juice upstairs. Man, he's about this juice.
I'm trying so hard not to jump in. I was saying he drank juice for 7 minutes without.
What the fuck?
Which, if you think about it,
He counted shadows.
Which, if you think about it,
It like
it's a
3
long
liters.
time.
Yeah.
And then he sat on a counter. He was able to jump up with dwarven strength. Look, and he was counting shadows for another 7 minutes.
That's
before
weird.
proceeding
Yeah.
to grab the juice and go downstairs or upstairs. So this is, I don't know.
Autistic, maybe? Who knows?
I bet you do.
Also, I like how specific the times are.
At 9:22 p.m. At 9, yeah.
At 9:15, at 9:22.
We got this is the first
9:30.
story of 2026. We gotta
At
keep it
9:47 and
we gotta
12
rein
seconds.
it in. We gotta keep it
Let's
together.
go.
We can't let last year happen again.
No, I'm not, and I'm just. I'm having fun. Go ahead.
Okay.
I love doing the
Going back
spirit
into the
bills.
kitchen, open the fridge door.
Let's
stopped.
fucking go.
Turning my head to focus outside, I could see someone was standing in the garden. Shut the fridge door and turned off the lights so they couldn't see me so easily, and moved slowly, leaning on the kitchen counter to get a better look. All the doors were locked and all the neighbors were home. Took a moment to remind myself this. Still, my heart quickened a bit as I stood there straining to see his or her shape in the darkness at the end of the garden. I had to keep glancing away to keep their fuzzy outline clear in my vision. They were standing very still and were a little thin. That's all I could see. I couldn't tell anything else.
Oh,
I said out loud. It was the garden umbrella leaning up against the back fence. I forgot that we used it for barbecues. I smiled at myself, pleased that I didn't get too worked up, and went upstairs to my bedroom. I laid on the bed and propped my head up on a pillow, opening my laptop on my stomach to see if anybody was online. Apparently, someone else was bored and saw my name pop up.
Hey,
Hey, you okay?
yeah, bored. Are your parents still away?
For a couple more
Are you making
weeks.
that voice,
Why
Hunter?
don't I come round?
I don't want to be rude, but I kind of can't be bothered to hang out tonight, lol. Thanks, though. What? Why? You're just drinking juice.
you said your night was uneventful. You've been drinking juice for 10 minutes and counting shadows. Sorry, buddy. This is a full night for me.
He's laying on his bed, like typing, and the juice is next to him, and he glances over at the juice, and he's like, I've got plans this evening.
And then also, like, amongst this talk of juice, he's also like, and I don't like sleeping face to the wall.
Did I mention I count shadows? I got a long Friday night of counting shadows and drinking juice.
I don't like sleeping with my face to the wall because if someone tries to break in and murder me, I at least want to see their eyes.
I want to see that hatchet flying at my face while I'm drinking juice.
Do it. Turn it off.
Let's go for the bumps.
Yeah, he's the freak. He's the monster of the story. Yeah.
So far, he pretty much fucking is. At least give me some Sunny D before you kill me.
He breaks into people's houses and kills them for their juice. Like he raids the fridge. the end of the story, like he goes back home and he opens the fridge and there's like 40 juice boxes. Like he's been doing this for years.
He's getting strangled on his bed, and then under the covers, he's like feeling around under the covers, and he grabs a giant Welch's grape juice thing and props it open and just dumps it on his face.
I know what you mean. It's cool. What about tomorrow?
Yeah, that sounds better.
Cool. I'll be around about 1. I've got some family stuff to do in the morning.
Okay.
You still have a tent, by the way? We can camp in the garden or something.
I don't like
Slumber
that
party.
skill.
I love you too, bro.
Whatever. You got the tent, though?
Hunter, you have to
Yes,
stop.
sir. Let me check. BRB. I got up from my bed and headed to check the cupboard under the stairs. I didn't know where the tent was, but it seemed a good place to start. I opened the cupboard door and started shifting coats aside. Some cardboard boxes were stacked up at the back and might be hiding it, so I started unstacking them. Why give us that level of detail? It's like
I moved my
opened the cupboard
arrays
downstairs.
of juices
There was
and
some
Capri
cardboard
Sun.
boxes. They were stacked up. Maybe the tent could be behind those. Who's to say? I unstacked the boxes. Like
It is important to show the level of juice boxes and
Yeah, it's
boxes
just
of
juice
juice
boxes,
in the house. Yeah, I imagine this is like Costco pallets of juice.
It's
in
gonna
this
be
guy's
like
house.
the ending of Creep, where he goes to open the cabinet and there's like hundreds of VHS tapes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of just thousands
It's
of
just juice
bottles
boxes.
of juice.
Yeah, just all the juice boxes. Yeah.
Which one today?
I took out a couple of the easy to reach ones and had a stroke of good luck as the tent bag came into view. I leaned over the other boxes and picked up the bag and took the big garden umbrella that's set beside it too, just in case it rained tomorrow. I paused, put the tent down. It took me a couple of seconds to get back to the kitchen window and focus on the darkness outside. My eyes weren't yet adjusted to the dark, so I couldn't see all the way to the back fence. Oh, okay. That actually, I was making fun of it, but that actually worked pretty well because like the level of detail, I wasn't thinking when he mentioned that he moved the garden umbrella, but my head did go, oh, is it like the one outside? But I had the realization the same time the author did. Like, oh, if the umbrella's in here, then what was that out there? That's pretty good. Turning off the kitchen light, I leaned on the counter and continued staring at the same point. The other garden features began to fade into view one by one, fitting my previous mental image. I wasn't sure what I wanted to see. The darkness gave way to the familiar forms I knew, and after a while, I was certain there still stood a figure against the back garden fence. It hadn't moved. I stood there for 15 minutes looking at it. I couldn't tell its shape properly, but it did look like someone standing there. I decided it wasn't a threat. I thought, if I was in any real danger, I would have been a lot more worried by now. That thought kept me calm, but I also wanted to find out what it was. I couldn't stand there forever. Jogged upstairs, picked up my laptop, and brought it down to me with the counter. Could you come around now? Yeah, I think I can see something in my garden.
What is it? An animal?
No, it's tall. I thought it was an umbrella.
And now you're sure it isn't?
I don't know. I thought it was someone, but now I'm sure it's not a person. It just looks weird, and I don't think it was there before.
Before when?
I don't know. Earlier today, maybe? I can't remember.
Are you scared?
I'd feel better if someone else was here.
Well, I did offer to come around, and I'm bored.
So, yeah?
Yeah, I'll come soon.
Cool, thanks. Use the front gate. I sat there watching the black shape lean against the fence for another 10 minutes. Eventually, the doorbell rang. I opened it. Chris ran in. Bear hugged me.
It's been too long!
Chris and Mock cried. Yeah, it must have been a whole day.
The torment.
He replied, pretending to ignore me. Look, come over here, I said, pushing him off and walking to the kitchen. I switched off the light and pointed in the figure's direction. Look.
Give me a sec. Can't see properly.
A minute later, he noticed.
That black thing?
Yeah. We both stood there looking at it for a while. I half expected it to be gone when he looked. He leaned over the counter.
It's just a big plaid or a plank of wood or something. Let's go watch TV.
Will you check with me to make sure?
Do you have a torch?
Oh, gross. Oh, he's British. They're British.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know if we can continue the story in good conscience.
This video is sponsored by our partners at Factor. After the holidays, it's time to get back into our routines and start eating better. It can be hard to stay on top of your eating habits. Thankfully, Factor has got you covered. Factor powers your day sun up to sundown with nutritious breakfast and on-the-go lunches and premium dinners. In just 2 minutes, you can eat and enjoy. With 100 rotating meals each week to choose from, you are sure to find something you like. Everything is chef crafted and dietitian approved. And now you can try bold flavors from China and Thailand, or get their new Mediterranean diet options packed with protein and good for you fats. 97% of customers say that Factor has helped them live a healthier life. And with options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, and Vegan, it's easy to see why. And the best part of Factor is that there's no prep work, no grocery lines, and virtually no cleanup. Head to factor.com/creepcast50 off and use code Creepcast50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code Creepcast50 off at factors.com/Creepcast50 off for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a whole year. Offer only valid for new Creepcast customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. Make healthier eating easy with Factor. Display URL and promo code on screen as is read. Thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video. Now back to the episode.
This episode's sponsored by Thorum. Thorum has handcrafted wedding bands that are both unique and resilient, with material options ranging from meteorite, whiskey barrel, and dinosaur bone. You can make a moment even more memorable with one of their rings. With over 10,000 5-star reviews, Thorum is your next ring to love. They have rings made of ironwood, World War II rifle stocks, Damascus steel, tungsten carbide, and many other options. Don't know what size you are? Thorum has paper sizes so you can figure it out at home. Every single order ships within 1 business day, and each ring purchase comes with a free Thorum silicone activity band and a Thorum American Walnut wood ring box. Thorum has free worldwide shipping and lifetime warranty. And if you're not in the market for a ring, Thorum also has watches made with Hawaiian koa, Californian redwood, or meteorite. Whether you need a wedding ring, anniversary ring, or just want a ring that looks awesome, head over to
Hunter is the worst at reading theories. Oh my fucking god.
20% off your order. Thank you to Thorum. And back to the episode.
The way he pronounces it is like, what the fuck?
Is torch slang for British flashlight?
That's what they call it in like the UK. They call flashlights torches. Yeah. No, I admitted.
Well, we could check if we keep the kitchen light on and open the back door a little.
I thought for a second and agreed, but said we should stay right by the house. It's amazing that he has a tent and he knows where that is, but there's no flashlight in the house. And also, I was so right with my prediction at the beginning. Like, I was cheating a bit with the camping thing because Harry had mentioned it. I said, I don't know, maybe turn it off like a flashlight or a light so they don't get spotted. And with the mention of the light switch going on and off, I think I was correct. So,
well, we're not done with the story yet. There could still be a tape of some kind, or
there's no ham tape. There's no ham tape.
It might not be a ham tape, but there might be some kind of tape or ham still involved.
He's not letting this go. Oh my god.
Also, the figure that's standing out there, which is kind of creepy. You have a guy standing out there for fucking 25 minutes to an hour by this point.
But he specified it doesn't look like a human.
Right, or something. Something's out there, right? Leaning against the fence.
Right.
What makes it so much creepier to me is that the casualness of it. It's leaning on the fence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Marlboro Man or something like that. You know, just like chilling out there. Do you think that it's like eyes are just looking right at it, or is it just pure black silhouette?
He said at first that it looks like a human, but now he's not so sure. So I think it's just kind of like a tall shape. I don't think he sees eyes or anything like that. I think it's just silhouette, because they're both in denial that it's even a person. They're like, is it like a giant board or something?
Yeah, well, they're definitely doing that kid thing where it's like, it's just like, it's probably like a shrub, because in the back of your mind you're like, This is, I'm so scared right now.
Yeah. No, it's like 3 jackets piled on top of a horse. You know, it's fine.
Dead starts
Everyone has those.
sprinting at you. It's
Yeah.
just jackets.
That's a horse. That's a horse with jackets. That's what they do.
Starts
That's
immediately chugging juice.
Through this whole conversation, like he just has juice running down his shirt.
Let's go.
I have not pictured this boy, this child, however old this child is, without a carton or glass of juice somehow in his vicinity, or if he's just been holding it the whole time.
As they go to open the door, he's like shaking. The lid's open, juice is spilling everywhere.
Yeah.
Come on in, Chris.
You want some juice? Nah, it's okay. I'll take water. He just like starts throwing up.
Yeah, Chris is talking to his friend. He's like, "Yeah, my mom says I should hang out with him more because he doesn't get a lot of friends." So we slipped on our trainers and opened the back door. Stepping onto the patio, I felt the air was heavy and warm that night. Chris walked behind me. We stood very close to the door, peering at the back fence.
Should we?
I had just started to speak when he quickly stepped into the house again, still looking at the fence. "What?" I asked, following him in. I turned and realized that the figure was gone. It was obvious from the light coming from the back door that the fence and the rest of the garden was just as it always was.
Where is it?
If it was leaning against the fence, it probably fell over into a bush or something. I tried to convince us both. Stared out for a few seconds longer and decided that we were too nervous to go and check. I don't usually give in to my night terrors, but now they were just beginning to click into my head. "Can you stay over for the night?" I asked Chris.
Yeah, sure.
It didn't sound like he really wanted to. Kept his eyes on the fence. We both went inside and locked the door before going up to my room. I got out a sleeping bag for Chris and drew the curtains without looking outside into the garden again. Talked about stupid stuff for a couple of hours to take our minds off the garden. And fell asleep.
I gotta say,
Yeah,
Chris,
so I really like the Vita juice and the pomegranate. What about you? What's your favorite?
Chris is, I gotta say, respect gained from Chris, right? If it was me, I would be gone. I would not fucking stay.
You'd leave me in a heartbeat.
Oh
I
yeah,
think a lot of people would be like,
for
"No,
sure.
I don't think it's a good idea. Why don't we go to my house instead?" Chris is a fucking what a good friend. Plus 2 points for Chris.
It's also in that weird place where it's like, why don't they go to Chris's house? But they're both 13 and they don't know they saw something. So maybe it's the idea of like, well, I don't want to bother my parents and you come over and like make it a whole deal. So it's just plausible enough that they would stay there, I think. Because it's not like they saw a giant guy with like bloody teeth or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just maybe they saw his shape. Yeah.
They still don't really even know what they saw. So there's still plausible deniability in their brain, right? But
yes.
The reason I think that they don't leave too is that once again, it's the thing where it's outside. To be able to leave is outside. They're probably. I wonder if it's some psychological thing where they're like, if we go outside, it's going to get us. So why don't we you just want to stay here tonight? Sure. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. In the morning, I found Chris's sleeping bag empty. I called out to Chris and he said he was downstairs. So I threw on a t-shirt and went down. "Sleep well?" I asked.
Pretty well. I kept thinking about the garden and stuff. Hey, did you find that tent?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I found that tent. Chris, you're gonna want to see this, and it's just another fridge full of juice.
We gotta go to the store and get more juice.
Yeah, I got more juice. I answered, remembering that shape which I had forgotten about until now.
Oh god, boss fight.
Thinking about the camping thing and thought maybe we could bring the tent to my house. It would just make a change, you know?
Didn't have to ask him why. I wasn't too keen on staying in my garden after last night. Wait, last night? Come to think of it, the sun was up and I wanted to check the garden while it wasn't pitch black. I asked Chris and he hesitantly agreed. We put on our trainers and stepped out into the garden. I don't know what we were so worried about. It was bright and colorful. The plants and bushes around the edges of the garden smelled good, and there was a bird in one of the small trees singing out for its mate somewhere. We walked to the back fence to find nothing out of place and looked over the bushes in front of the paneling to check if anything lay behind them. We found nothing. I walked around the edge of the whole garden once more while Chris tried whistling to the bird. cocked its head from side to side, trying to figure him out.
Ugh.
It was a warm day, perfect for camping that evening, I decided. We talked as we filled a couple of rucksacks with sleeping bags and some food from the kitchen. We didn't want to set up a fire, so we packed some tinned hot dogs, bread, a pack of tomatoes, and chocolate, as well as some bottles of water.
There's a forest just next to my house, which is actually pretty good. Our garden backs to the edge of it. I stayed in a tent there once with my dad for my first little camping trip when I was like 7, and I remember I was so excited at the time. I thought we were really roughing it like some hardcore mountaineers. If we get too cold or need some more food, we can just go to my house. My parents are out, so we'll have a free run of the place anyway.
Yours are away too?
That is suspicious, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Interesting.
It's their anniversary, so they're out for the night. They're staying at a hotel in the next town over.
Oh.
Back in the morning.
Just like a day.
Apparently,
That's not
leaving your
bad.
kids behind was in fashion this summer.
It seems like I wonder if it just seems too planned, too calculated.
Well, I think what it may be is this creature shows up when kids' parents are away. Or the parents are like, well, it's time for the yearly child sacrifice.
That's what I want to believe, dude. I want to believe they're just like, well, we'll see what the juice goblin who he wants to pick up tonight.
Yeah, we'll see
or
if
whatever
who the goblin comes for. We've been
Exactly.
fattening our son up with juice for months at this point. So
That's actually such a sweet idea. It's like all the kids in the town are forced to drink juice and stuff. Get all plump on juice, so it's
isn't
a
there a
tasty
horror
treat.
movie like that where the parents are fattening up the kids for something?
I'm thinking of Hansel.
There has to be.
Or something.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
There has to be.
I mean, there's probably some like feeder horror movie.
yeah. At about noon, we left my house with the 2 rucksacks, sleeping bag for each of us, and the tent. Made our way to Chris's house. It was fairly close by, and a part of the same pleasant neighborhood. Talked and joked a lot, walking side by side, nodding and greeting a couple of familiar neighbors as we went. It was a crazy nice day. Sun was almost too much. It was hot on our necks, and the trees by the sidewalk seemed to glow green from underneath as the sunlight passed through the leaves. The sprinkler offered us some water as we walked by one house, and it felt good on my hot arms. I was already sweating by the time we got to Chris's place. We hadn't been walking for more than 20 minutes. We didn't go inside his house immediately because it was so hot, so we went straight to his garden and dumped our bags in the shade. He wasn't joking. The gate of his garden backed straight onto an impressive forest. Very tall, thin trees stood high above the house and continued as far as I could see. Some bushes and shrubs littered the forest floor, but most of it was either grass or fairly smooth sections of dirt. I didn't see how this forest was classed as small.
Looks good, right?
It's awesome, I admitted, opening the gate and surveying the area. I also like this. This explanation works better because after that first night, I was like, there's no way they would reasonably camp in that backyard. But now it's like, oh, we're going to my friend's house, so that's more reasonable. We also didn't see anything. But this is a way where they saw something suspicious that still made them want to go out into the woods. So like the setups make sense. I walked out in between the trees and found a flat spot for the tent. I turned around to ask Chris's opinion and paused, a little disappointed. It didn't feel like real camping when his house was so obviously in our faces. Let's go a little further in so it at least feels legit, I said, and walked back to pick up my bags. Chris objected to carrying his, quote, heavy shit any further. We walked in a straight line from Chris's house and kept checking behind us until the house was just about obscured by trees in front of each other. We had only gone a very short way in, but the forest was already thicker and greener. There was even a long rope swing hanging from one of the trees, but it looked too old to hold our weight, so we decided to keep our spines unbroken and give it a miss. I unpacked the tent and set it up with Chris's help, and we threw our sleeping bags inside. I laid down inside to test it out. It was so warm and humid, I had to adjust my breathing for a second. I stepped out again and asked Chris if he had a torch for the evening.
I could do better than that,
was his response, and he took off towards the house. I was too hot to run after him, so I opened my rucksack and cracked open a bottle of water, downing half of it and putting the rest back in the pack. Took a lot of restraint for that to not be juice, by the way.
It was juice at one point, and then someone was like, "Hey, cool it with the juice."
Cool it with the juice thing.
Have a really good
story.
Have him hydrate like a new boy,
You
like a
need
regular
to
boy.
after the second paragraph. You need to drop the juice thing.
What do you mean? Why?
What's wrong?
Lips chapped, lips completely covered and stained from grape juice. Why? What do you mean?
Why? Why would we not?
Are you thirsty? No, I'm not. I'm not thirsty.
I laid down on a patch of grass and looked up at the canopy. The leaves were shifting gently in a breeze I couldn't feel from down here. I watched them sway and mesh together until I heard Chris return. Did you get a torch? I asked, closing my eyes. The sun shone through my eyelids and colored my vision red. I listened to the soft sound of his footsteps on the grass as he walked past me towards the rope swing. That's not gonna hold you. Oh. I think I know where this is going.
For sure not Chris, by the way.
Yeah. That's not gonna hold you, I warned as I heard him tug the branch with a small creak. He tugged it. It creaked in response. I listened. He tugged it once more, and again. There was a moment of silence as I guessed he was still weighing it up, and then another tug. He continued to tug a few more times, and the creaking followed each one. I was sure it wouldn't hold its weight, and I smiled, predicting one big creak and a snap as the rope or the branch broke. I waited as some final tugs were made. Creak, creak. I waited still. Creak, creak, creak.
Yo!
I heard Chris's voice coming from his garden. Man. I sat bolt upright, almost spraining my neck as I snapped my head sideways to face his house. He was jogging through the trees holding an electric lantern. I switched my gaze in the other direction towards the rope swing. It was hanging still, nothing nearby. I stood up and turned full circle, nothing in any other direction.
I love that little payoff.
What? I mouthed to myself, walking towards the rope. I tugged it gently. It didn't creak. I pulled it harder. It didn't creak. My mouth went dry. I jumped up, grabbed hold, and yanked it down. The branch bent a little as my feet touched the floor, and still it didn't make a sound. I kept holding of it as I stared up towards the branches, but eventually the rope gave way under my weight somewhere in the middle, and a soft thud fell on my ears as the thick rope fell in front of me. Chris was rattling the lantern as he came by.
I've never used this before. I got it for Christmas for my cousin. She buys some weird presents. I see the swing is dead. Let's have a proper burial in memory of all the joy it gave us.
The main character is like fighting demons right now, scared to death. He's like, I got this for Christmas, and my cousin got it, but she always gets weird gifts. And
I love that idea though of like you're sitting there. I love whenever it's just a thing of you assume it's the person you know behind you making the sounds that are all familiar of like playing on this swing that they've been on before. And I love the kid-like approach of coming back and, you know, and being like, oh, the thing snapped. Like not understanding the weight of like how fucking creepy the thing just happened was. It really, it really just helps sell the idea of like just innocent kids just like trying to camp.
It's such an easy play, but doing the whole, I think this is something, but it's something else standing next to me, it always works. Always.
I at least for me, I always gobble that shit up. I'm sure some people are like, because it's kind of like, you know, I mean, obviously you see it coming, but it's still fun. I don't know. I like it.
I like the idea of the creaking too.
Yeah.
Because
like
it's
like bending or not bending, but like stretching and stuff. It's just a fun.
Well, it almost sounds like it was the thing making the creaking noise because the rope never made the noise, right? He assumed it was the rope or the branch, but it wasn't either. So it's like whatever this thing is, it makes creaking noises when it moves.
I love the idea of like a monster too, getting on like something with like a rope. Ropes have such a straining, almost like bone breaking sound that like I like to think that the creature just in his movement makes that kind of sound too. So it's like this weird, like almost like stacked auditory, like sensory fucking overload of like just this stretching, breaking sound. Kind of sick.
Pretty hard. You know, some of my complaints from the beginning, I apologize. Pretty good. I didn't respond. I continued looking up at the branch with half a rope swing tied to it.
Hey, are you good?
Chris followed my gaze. I thought you'd already come back. Said immediately. I wasn't the type to let things slide with an, oh, it's nothing.
What?
Someone walked by me and was messing around with the rope swing.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Are they still around?
I don't know. I had my eyes closed and I was laying just there. Then I heard you shout, so I looked around and there was nothing here. I heard them walk by my head. I felt a bit sick.
Look, calm down for a second. It's the middle of the day. We're 30 feet from my house. And even if there was a person, so what? It's just some public woods. Anyone can come through here. All right, Chris. I thought you were based before, but you're being a little too carefree. You're being a little too careful for me, Chris. All right.
Yeah, I thought you were based and red pilled. I thought you were Chad.
I thought he was.
Really, you're just virgin cell.
I thought that he was Giga Chad for sure, but now I'm like, you're hanging a little too loose there, brother. Yeah. Also, like, just be like, it's a public forest. It's 30 feet from your house. Sir, how about you don't walk in my literal backyard, please and thank you.
It's a public forest. That's why they come and touch our walls and look into our bedrooms. It's a public forest.
That's why they tuck me in every night.
Because it's a public forest.
It's a public forest. He comes in.
That's why they drink all of our juice. Oh, wait, go ahead. You were about to say he comes in and gives you what?
Gives me kisses on my forehead. Tells me I'm a good boy.
Kisses on the what?
On the head.
Oh, okay. You wrap belly kisses into a lot of stories, so that's where I figured that was coming from.
Give him a raspberry.
Yeah.
Chris is kicking and giggling in his room.
Like this family's got like their 12-year-old in the bedroom, and it's like some neighbor comes into the bedroom, and the parents are just like, "Oh, he's that way." Public forest,
Good
what
night.
can you do?
Yeah. Where's Chris? He's down in his room. Good night, Chris. Whatever. Turn that off. I just think that's the whole thing.
The mom and dad are watching TV and they can hear it. They're just like,
God damn it.
Public forest, what can you do? That made some sense, and he was right about it being public. But then where were they? Glanced around one more time. However, the trees quickly layered up and I couldn't see far at all. I guess it was possible for me to lose track of someone here in a short distance. Okay. Man, I can stay alone in the house for weeks on end, but I can't handle a short walk through the woods on a summer's day.
That's why you bought some muscle.
Declared Chris, wielding the lantern above his head. I laughed. Spent the day walking around the forest and returned to the tent to get some water when we were too hot.
It's probably
Talked
ran
about
out of
school,
batteries.
plans were
God
for the
damn.
future. Talked about dreams we'd had and ghosts and creatures that lurked in the dark. Neither of us were too scared of things.
I have
like
another
that,
couple
but then we
batteries
forget
here,
camping
but
stories.
I don't know if they're
Chris told
charged,
a particularly
so
good one of a woman who lived in the woods.
might have to end this
She
quick.
had the head of a cat, and if you heard her raspy meow, I read raspy as raspberry for a second. She had the head of a cat, and if you heard her raspy meow, that meant she was trying to find you. If she stopped meowing, it signified you were found, and she was quickly making her way towards you. Made my skin crawl a little, and we stopped telling stories soon after that.
I just want to say, I wish
a woman
that
with the head of a cat.
I wish that was the fucking monster. Like, something like, I love those just kind of like folk tale-y, Grimm's fairy tale kind of creatures.
Yeah. If she stops meowing, it's like through the woods.
Also,
It's
how
pretty
fucking
freaky.
creepy is that? You start hearing a cat, and you're like, what the fuck? And then it goes silent.
That actually reminds me. So the most scared I ever was of a Goosebumps episode. What was it called? Cat Scratch? It was about a cat. Or no, it was a dead cat. You know the one I'm talking about, Shirley, right?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
It's about a cat that if the cat got ran over by a car. Cry of the Cat. That's what it was. Cry of the Cat. Yeah. The cat got hit by a car, but it kept coming back. And it's like if it scratched you, you caught like the zombie plague it had. Anyway, at the beginning of a story, there's a woman who gets scratched by it and starts to transform into a cat person. And you don't see what she looks like till the very end of the story. Now I'm about to send you this picture, Hunter. I think I watched this when I was 8, maybe 9. I did not sleep for weeks. I saw this image and lost my mind. Hold on, where'd that picture go? Hold on, where'd those? I just saved it to my desktop. Where did you go?
Okay, that is fucking haunting. For people that
Bro,
don't know,
when
it's
I was
like
8.
It's not even like a regular just cat. It's like a fucking like dying. It looks like a 25-year-old cat.
if they stretched it out and gave it like human appendages. It looks haunting.
This is the first shot of it too. She steps out of a dark hallway like this. Bro, I was freaked out, man.
Fuck that.
Yeah, I was losing my mind. And then the actual zombie cat shows up at the end, but I didn't care. The zombie cat
I don't
didn't
give a
bother
fuck
me.
with the zombie cat now. I've seen the face of hell right here before this.
Hold on, here's the zombie cat that shows up at the very end of the story. Didn't bother me. I was like, yeah, that's a cat monster thing. Who cares?
God, the effects in the show are so sick, dude.
Goosebumps went hard. Goosebumps went super hard. They did great. But man, I tell you what, that face freaked me out. Anyway, but that's what when they're talking about the woman with the head of a cat, that's what I thought of, that thing in the woods. The light of day eventually faded, and it was getting hard to see, so we headed back to the tent for the night. The impressive heat during the day had killed our appetites, so we left the food for now and decided we'd eat it at night if we got hungry. Chris hung the electric lantern at the front of the tent, flicking it on as he did so. It was surprisingly bright, spilled a yellow light onto the ground and onto the trees that faced us.
All
The
right.
warm glow looked dramatic,
That's
but whatever was beyond the light. had
that's
hidden
enough for
in
today.
blackness. Our immediate area was clear, but after a few paces, the light seemed to stop dead.